Hello? I waited a few seconds to see if waiting has made it to where you'll just be hearing me immediately. I have no idea if that strategy worked, so I guess we'll find out soon. Welcome, Cyan. Did you hear me say hello? I waited like a good few seconds. Was it pure silence and then hello, or was it hello instantaneously? Or was it, oh, so if I wait a few seconds, then I think we're good. I tried the, I might have to move chat. I'll move chat up to the middle of the screen. I don't like where that is, where it's like, the menu button was blending in with it. But we'll keep myself at the bottom right. I wanted to try the, what Jury was saying for Yap cooldown for start. That's actually just true. It takes like a good few seconds for like the, for the Yap cooldown to allow me to do it. I hit my ult and then I have to wait 180 seconds to hit it again. And I guess I'm hitting my ult pre-stream, and my pre-stream I'm like yapping, and then I can't yap again for 180 seconds. Either way, I honestly was scared that I wouldn't be able to stream today. I was watching stuff, and while I was watching like Jury's Resident Evil stream that was before this, my power went out in the middle of this because somehow, like I was saying last time, it seems like every time that I want to stream, my apartment gets struck by lightning. And then whenever it gets struck by lightning, the whole system goes down. And then I potentially have to wait a very long time for my power to come back. And by that, I just mean like a few hours. And I don't know if few hours would have been like completely detrimental. But it for sure would have been annoying. And honestly, I don't know if I come back. Like if I start, because, you know, I aim to start the Friday stream at 7. 7's kind of like the time for Friday stream. Sometimes it goes over and it becomes 7:15, but 7 is like my set in stone time for Fridays, and I think that that works out well for me. But I don't know if like my power's out at 7 and it doesn't come back until like 8 or 9. Do I just give up, cancel stream that day, or do I like quickly put everything together and then stream anyway at like 8 or 9 o'clock, you know? I have like a couple of difficult choices there. It's like a little choose your own adventure. And in one of those pathways, I just accept my loss. I go like read a book and then chill until the power comes back on, or I just like go to sleep or whatever. The other pathway, the fork in the road, I start streaming at 9 and then potentially don't finish streaming until like 11 p.m. And then like I end stream and I feel like a disgusting hermit because I haven't moved at all. I haven't spoken to anybody other than my own inner demons. Technical difficulties announcement, or try to stream. Yeah, I mean, that is just like the default smart option that would make the most sense. Also, what's difficult with YouTube chat, this is completely unrelated. Before stream, I have to go in, and because I don't know if you've ever used OBS, but to get the chat on the screen, I have to take the basically the link to the chat and then put it into OBS through like a browser capture, and I have to go out of my way to put live chat on screen, or else top chat will hide some comments. Unfortunately, top chat sometimes hides some really weird stuff, so I keep it on live chat instead. And live chat still cuts down on some, but it cuts down on a lot less. The problem with that is that sometimes top chat does genuinely cut out some like goofy stuff. And so whenever you choose live chat, you just have to accept the risks. And I guess that comes with like basically everything in life, where it's like, okay, I know that it would be better for me to just always drink water, but sometimes use better TTV to always have live chat be the default. I didn't know that there were settings for YouTube like that. I didn't know that YouTube had a plugin like that. I'll have to look into that, because I think I've heard of better TTV, but just like in relation of Twitch, obviously. I didn't know that they had stuff for YouTube. But basically, like every stream is going to be the figuring out of like, oh, the balance of like, oh, the the pros and the cons of this or that, and I guess that does just come with every choice in life. And maybe that's part of what we're learning with Virtue's Last Reward, as we go into the crew quarters and see Alice about to stab herself with a scalpel or get stabbed by a scalpel by somebody else. And what is rough about this decision, we have to weigh our pros and cons, is we can either go with the worst character of all time, or we can go with the little kid that I don't know if will advance any plot points. And so unfortunately, I've weighed my pros and cons, and I would love to just say that we should go with Quark. That way I don't have to deal with Dio. However, I think it actually will be more beneficial to us to go with Dio, because I simply still know literally zero about his character. It's funny, it's still in beta for YouTube. That makes sense. I guess I'll have to look it up after stream, or you can send me a link if you want. But Dio, like every other character in this game, we can kind of piece together why they're here. Because like obviously Sigma and Phi, they're paired together. Clover and Alice, paired together. Kay, amnesiac with like a super robot costume, he's obviously just here for some reason. Quark and Tenmyoji, paired together, makes sense. Luna has a whole bunch of knowledge about Radical 6, and then like she says she doesn't, but I don't believe her, but also she knew about robots, which I might potentially be, so she should obviously be here. Dio, his whole introduction was, I worked at a circus. Now, I don't understand what the purpose of that is supposed to be, unless he's trying to make us laugh a little bit, or if somebody here's like scared of clowns and they just haven't revealed that yet. And which, to be honest, might be me for all I know, because Dio does just give me bad vibes. I don't know if I could look at him for too long. Either way, we go with Dio. Unfortunately, I apologize for making us go with Dio. I'll take Dio. That means the red door for us.
Betting on the dark horse, huh? Feels kind of weird to say that about myself.
Did you used to be pleasant in the past life? It's just difficult to believe. Hold on, I think I need to move my microphone a little bit. It looked like my little guy was speaking whenever he shouldn't be. I'm trying to learn all the settings still for my PNG. Might as well be polite. Thank you. Oh, maybe he is nice.
Well,
he meant it genuinely. Maybe I don't really trust him, but it's okay. I don't trust him either, Clover, don't worry.
Yes, this works fine.
I can't believe it. Do you think he was just acting like that because he was like, nobody likes me, and I gotta open the AB door and maybe send everybody to their death? Because they don't like him? Maybe you should make yourself a little bit likable. I mean,
But it's better than
it's not like we knew each other beforehand. I would understand maybe if you knew like everybody in this room, and like before this prior experience they had completely shut you down for your whole entire life leading up until this point. But why did you take it all out on me from square one? There just wasn't a point. I don't know what's going on in that circus, but it just doesn't seem like they're treating you well. This is why we should be kind to each other.
Do option B. Quark should be fine if he's with Luna.
okay.
We all do trust individual people. It's crazy. Tenmyoji obviously like trusts and I guess this is like part of the interesting part of this game. There's like overlapping little alliances and stuff. What about Phi and K?
I'll take Quark and Luna and we'll do the blue door.
Yeah.
I also approve of option B. I will take the
Green door. Yep. K? I'm starting to feel a little unsure about K, because the way that he is, he kind of just accepts everything as is. If I move my little guy over to the right or to the left a little bit, then you can see his little hand. I might do that if it doesn't get in the way of anything.
10 seconds.
It looks like it probably won't. I doubt there will be a sentence that goes all the way over there. So I don't think there's anything to worry about if you can see my hand just a little bit. But then you can't see names. Let me lower him just a little bit. Sigma. But then you can't see the cat. I think the cat's just more important. Let's just do it like this. Hurry, the door's closing.
I know.
But like Dio was for sure going through some stuff. With seconds to spare, we leapt across the threshold. It's crazy too. I've realized throughout my life, I'm like highly influenceable in some aspects. where if I see somebody play a game that I like, so like if I'm on YouTube and all of a sudden, let's say everybody's playing like Fallout New Vegas or something, then I'm going to have the like unkillable urge and desire to play Fallout New Vegas, probably until I can get my fix. What is this? There's 3 different doors. Well, that's not entirely true. Because eventually, obviously, the itch goes away as soon as I become influenced by something else. And I've realized maybe this is due to my own indecisiveness. So, like, whenever I have to pick a game or whatever, let's say I join a call with friends, and some people here will know what I'm talking about. If I join a call with friends, and there's a vague, this is what all of us play, these are our options to play, and I like all of those games, I genuinely sit there hoping that other people will just make the decision. I have my own opinions, but whenever it comes to like inconsequential things, or like even to an extent I would say even some larger things, I just really hope that somebody has like something to say, or a strong preference. That way I can just be like, okay, I'll follow along with what you want to do. I'm kind of just like a little bit of a sheeple. I kind of just want somebody to say, we're gonna do this, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll do that, and then we'll go ahead and do that. Because when, like, I'm dedicating to doing my own thing, but those are the things that I feel strongly about, right? Most of the time I just don't feel strongly about things, and so then I'm willing to just hear you out. And then if I don't feel strongly about something, and it's a lot of some things that I don't feel strongly about, then it's like, do you have a preference? If we could do that, I certainly don't mind. And then they'll be like, I want you to make the decision. They sit me down and say, I want you to make the decision. I freeze up. Nothing's going on in my head anymore at that point other than like pure panic. It's like, you're not gonna choose? If you're not gonna choose, how am I supposed to choose? And I get stuck, like paralyzed, and we don't do anything for like a prolonged period of time because they're like, you're gonna choose. It's like, oh well, I guess we could flip a coin. We could flip a coin, or we could like spin a wheel. And then I like message a third party, or I talk to a third party, go, what should we do? I'm like, I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. I have no feelings. There's nothing inside of my head. It's cheating? I don't think it's cheating. It's only fair. Because like, you know, it's not like it's a competition to choose something. I just don't want to decide. I just want somebody to say, okay, we can do this, and then I'll go along with it because I'm cool with what they want to do. And then if they decide on something and that's like their true decision, I'll do it. Or if I discover, here's the fun part where it's like, okay, you know what you don't want to do after you flip a coin? Because you flip a coin, get the thing that you don't want to do, and your body like reacts and you feel it. And so if that happens, they choose the thing, and I'm like, oh, on second thought, that's really not good. I'll let it be known. And then half the time we'll just go ahead and I'll either suck it up and do that thing that they said, but they probably weren't feeling that strongly either. And that's like a huge problem here too, is because sometimes I'm an indecisive person. I end up playing games or going somewhere or doing whatever with another indecisive person. So you get this horrible like blend of indecisivity, and with that blend of indecision, you come to a standstill. It's like watching a spaghetti western movie. You get like the cut to their eyes or looking back and forth, and it cuts to the other person's eyes looking back and forth, goes to their hands, they're wiggling their little fingers shortly above the gun, and you think any second now one of them's gonna shoot the other and the other one's gonna die. All right, but they keep wiggling their fingers and then they just never do anything. And then somebody comes by and is like, just shoot the guy, and then they wiggle their little fingers a little more, and then they yank the gun up, they pull the trigger, and then it's a blank. And then they're both just standing there awkwardly. One of them was supposed to die, but they both shot blanks. And so now they just like, what do you do then? Do you turn around and walk off, or do you try again? Well, if they try again, they have to wiggle their fingers for 20 more minutes. And like stare each other in the eyes, deeply, trying to understand each other. That's the human experience. What is this? They're 3 different doors?
Dunno, but it looks like they're all locked anyway.
I would say so, given that it all says locked.
Great.
Hold on, what's this thing? Oh, we've been through this before, except it wasn't with
Don't get too attached. It's
with Dio. What's his name? Can we skip this? We cannot, because it's all new with Dio. Are you serious?
Am I great or what?
What did she say? Don't get too attached. It's probably a lever. That one wasn't bad, actually. Usually they're pretty bad in this game, but like I really don't think that one was that bad.
Huh?
That's something that I would say.
Sigma, is this chick
So
simple or something?
is she simple? She's simply on top of things. I wouldn't rule it out. Let's just take it easy with her, okay?
Hey! What kind of a gentleman has a secret conversation in front of a lady?
It's crazy how influenceable I am,
I guess
to the point where I'm already starting to like Dio a little bit. He turned to me and said thank you one time. And like, I was like, oh, he means it. Nobody's ever picked him. He was always the last one chosen for basketball. Yeah, I'm sure somebody relates to that. I don't know who though.
Sigma, please let me give her a smack.
Falling for Dio? No. Whoa, hold on. Dio's already getting violent. Maybe I spoke too soon. I wouldn't do that. What if it only makes her worse?
Well, I think that's enough genius.
What did she say?
now.
I guess it can't be helped though. You boys just secrete secrets. That one wasn't bad either.
How about we throw that lever?
I think Clover's got it. We throw that lever. I thought you said we should stay away from it.
You don't really think anything bad's gonna happen if you pull it, do you?
I've watched Indiana Jones.
Besides, it's not
I know what
like
happens
you
whenever you yank on some levers.
Fine.
They're gonna make that video game. I'm gonna yank on a lever and then it's just going to instantly delete my video game. I skipped ahead too early. He was saying, here we go. I apologize if you were looking forward to his delivery of that line. If I shut down your own enjoyment of the video game, please let me know and I'll try to be more wary of it in the future.
Through the center. Forward.
Huzzah! Without waiting for a response, Clover marched through the door. Dio and I shared a glance, shook our heads, and followed. Like, I think Dio now just has potential. I don't think he's a killer anymore. The way that he pulled out that thank you, I don't think he has it in him to kill. Well, I mean, he kind of does, but like inadvertently, not directly. I think he absolutely could kill if he just had to open the AB door and he would have like wallowed in it. Your enjoyment is me struggling to make decisions? Well, you know, you could be a little more understanding with that and maybe not make that your enjoyment.
Well, it said laboratory on the door, didn't it?
That does seem to imply something. Wouldn't this show us where to
Maybe that
get
means the
more,
dissecting frogs are building mine rays or
what's it called? Healing juice? This kind of does, like, actually get in the way of stuff, so I guess I will move myself over here. Apologies to my left hand. You're not allowed to see it.
Do you think they might research stuff like viruses here?
And I don't know if it's not just a me thing, but I don't know if it's common to just not be able to choose like that. And I know there's like choice paralysis, right? Where if you go into like, okay, In-N-Out, you have an In-N-Out menu, there's like 3 things to choose. And then like the only other thing that you could do is ask for like animal style on your burger and fries, which should just be the default option anyway, because it's better that way. Okay. It's simple, it's easy, you immediately know what you want because you don't have any options to choose other things that you want. You go to a place like Whataburger. This one's for my Texas people. You go to a place like Whataburger, there's a whole ton of stuff on the menu. You get the Whataburger, you could get the chicken sandwich, the grilled chicken sandwich, you could get the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, you could get the buffalo ranch chicken strip sandwich, you could get the patty melt, you could get the sweet and spicy bacon burger, you could get like the double fried steakhouse whatever sandwich. You could get a caramel latte shake. You could get a vanilla shake. You could just get a normal soda. You could get some tea. And it's like, okay, well, I'm going to Whataburger and I just don't know what I want now. Like, I like the patty melt, I like the sweet and spicy. How do I choose between the patty melt and the sweet and spicy? And then you're sitting in the drive-thru for 15 minutes and they say, oh, go ahead and order whenever you're ready. Well, I don't know if I'll ever be ready, and I can't just sit here for the rest of time. The people behind me in the drive-thru are gonna start getting upset. I would like a patty melt, thank you. With onion rings instead of fries. This is a decision game. Through the reasoning you give for each choice is interesting. That does make sense. I feel like my brain does have a good way to piece things together. Not to brag about it. You know what's kind of funny? Oh wait, never mind. That's just the thing. That's like the symbol. I was about to say something incredibly stupid. Good idea. We might be able to find some of that Excalibur. We sure can. And Alice at the same time.
Really think it'll be that easy?
I would like to think so. Well, somebody's a positive thinker. Dio for sure, like a close family member died or something.
Exactly been set up for us to succeed so far.
That's also fair. I just felt a little bit of air hit the avatar, or hit my microphone, not the avatar. The avatar was an airbender though. I felt the air hit the microphone and I actively watched as my thing lit up whenever it shouldn't have. So if I start talking and I'm not talking, that's why. I apologize. I gotta get my settings a little bit better set up so I can have the fan going at the same time as stream. Oh, and also whenever I choose stuff, I do tend to overthink things heavily, so maybe that adds to it too. This place hasn't exactly been set up for us to succeed so far. I feel like you've gotten like an inner look at the like gears turning in my head and then seen how the rust has affected them. We won't know until we look, so let's get started. Oh, seek a way out. Except that's not really what we're looking for this time. We're looking more for like Excalibur. But you get the idea. Okay, here we are, puzzle. I realized last stream, I'm pretty sure I didn't do a single escape room, which feels completely insane to me. We got some seeds. I thought those were gonna be like peanuts. It's black. There's nothing going on here. Is this a microscope? Tried looking into the eyepiece, but it's pitch black in there. Well, there's these 4 holes on top. Maybe we need to stick something in them. A couple of light bulbs. Gives the scientists a eureka moment. What do we have here? More seeds. Empty capsule. It looks like a ball. There isn't anything in it. It's a little gotcha machine. You think we're supposed to stick this metal part into something? Empty capsule. Same thing. More seed. So we grab the gumball from the gumball machine, stick them in the little gotcha thing, and then put a toy in there, and then all of a sudden people love it. Seed. This one looks kind of like a bee. Maybe these are bee seeds. I guess, is there anything grabbable? You might put specimens in, but there's nothing in them right now. Well, there's something in this one. We got a saline solution. You could like shove that up your nose and it would help with nosebleeds. Let's see, what's this thing? Who knows? Maybe I can put the seeds in there. I would think so anyway. It looks like we don't know what it does, so it's probably best to leave it alone for now. Are we going to be making the Excalibur? I forgot that you could do that. It's weird that I can send that little like symbol all across the screen. We got egg-shaped seeds this time. No worries. Wait, what's this? A binder? There's some paper inside it. It says DNA extraction instructions. You can review them in the archive. I suppose it's time to test the archive. I didn't tell this, but oh, let me read this first. Proceed through the following steps to extract DNA from a plant's roots and seeds. Place plant material in designated blender and activate blender. Once the material has been thoroughly broken down, add in a solution of saline water. Will stop the bloody nose that the seeds inevitably will gain after being blended. I think I would be a little bit more bloody if I was shoved into a plant equivalent of a meat grinder. The liquid will be filtered and dripped down into a beaker. Once it is done so, pour the ethanol into the beaker. DNA will collect at the bottom of the beaker. Use an empty capsule to collect it. Okay, I don't know what that means. Thing on the top looks like some sort of industrial strength lid. Oh, here's our blender. We could scramble some eggs, because that looks more like a whisk than anything. If you open it up, it looks like a blender or something. I don't think you'd use it for cooking though. Maybe it's for scientific experimentation. We are in a lab. Why the E? Was scientific not good enough? I feel like scientific fills the same role. You could probably pulverize just about anything with something this heavy duty. Why don't you go ahead and climb in there, Dio, and we'll find out. I suppose we have to get the seeds put in the correct thing. Or maybe we can just like all break it down. Are you planning? I think you ought to hold on a second. There are some other seeds over there. Don't you think we should check them out first? So maybe a good point, Dio. I feel like I'm getting a lot more instruction from the characters than I'm used to. Usually they kind of just have literally nothing of value to say. What do we have here? Oh, don't tell me this is another water puzzle. E for extra sciencey. Is that true? Do you like engineer or do you STEM people walk around and start saying scientifics? 1, 2, 5 beakers, and each is a different color. They look tasty like syrup for snow cones. Why don't you taste one? Are you insane? What if it's poison? Then I'll give you CPR. On second thought, maybe I will try one. Oh, I thought maybe that was like in a wholesome way, but I think Sigma might want a little bit more, a little instead of like getting his rib cracked open. Well, whatever they are, we don't know what to do with them, so we need to look for more clues. That's fair. 5 beakers with colored liquids in them. I have no idea what they're for. I should look for more information. That's a good idea. Look at all these pipes. I think they run down to the beakers underneath. How observant. There are handles where the pipes meet. Isn't this literally like the same puzzle that I did like 3 streams ago or whatever? If you turn the handle right, the liquid goes right. And if you turn it left, the liquid goes left. Maybe if you put it in the middle, half goes to the left and half goes to the right. What is the liquid then? Probably water. What do the numbers mean? Are they supposed to indicate the amount of water that flows out of each pipe? That would make a lot of sense. Good one, Dio. There aren't any units, but it looks like 80 somethings of water come out of the center pipe. And then each pipe after the split gets 40. So we're supposed to regulate the flow of water with the handle. So hold on, I'll be honest. Oh, I apologize. I have literally no reason to be yawning. I slept until like actually noon. So with the handle so that each beaker gets the correct amount. How do we get the water to come out in the first place though? I think you probably just pull that lever over on the right. Like this. After turning the correct levers, pull down on levers on the right to pour water into the beakers. Let's give this a shot. Do we know what to do with the... We don't know what the numbers mean though, right? So how do we know what to do? Maybe we can just click on it. Failed. Okay. Oh, but this will like light up if I do get it right. So maybe it's either going to be something with the... Well, it will be with the first number. So this needs to be getting probably... the first number will be 3 something, 3 something, 2 something, 5 something, and 3 something. So for that to be the case... we have this go down this way, and then this would be like 20 something of water. I use words you'd think are made up. That's entirely fair. I'm sure there's like so many science terms that literally make 0 sense. Where you go, according to the stress of the oglothopy, this bridge will collapse if a car hovers over the position of worst fall overable. I'm sorry, I was struggling there. I'm sure you could tell. We go from here to here. No, that's we have 20 going down this way, 20 going down this way, and then 10 going down this way. That's 3. So then we have 20, 10, 20. That's 30. So then 10 down this way and 80 down this way. So we would need 40 and then 10. So these two are in the correct position for sure. So then we have 40 go down this way. We need this halfway down as well to hit the 20 going down there and 20 going down here, which means we need 1 going down here, which means that we need 20 going down here, which means that it should all just point down. I can't believe they would do that. It all just points straight down. We've poured water into the beakers and all the lights are green. Was that the easiest puzzle of all time? The other one actually had stuff like in different positions and stuff. This one is literally just, oh, let gravity do the work and then you've won. What's the point? There's a rectangular hole in the wall. Maybe they're gonna have us sending food through there for somebody? Like a little prisoner? Are you trying to put those seeds into the beakers? Well, yeah, why? Are you serious? What are you gonna do if you screw it up? You need to think things through, man. Pog, welcome Elodie. Thank you for typing Pog as always. Let me, I guess I can fill like the empty capsule with it. I'm still not sure what any of this is, but it looks like I've got all these liquids diluted correctly. I think we need more information. That's fair. We solved the puzzle like early on though, which can't be a bad thing. Hold on, we were going the wrong way. Oh, Sigma's just running directly into the wall if we hold this button, slamming his head up against the glass, trying to get out. Don't worry, Sigma, you'll be okay. You're starting to lose it. There's green goo. That's the door we came in through. Are those huge water tanks? Nothing swimming in them. They're not fish tanks. Imagine the fish swimming in the swamp water. They'd probably be like the anglers if we wanted like extra creepiness. I did not see these seeds over here. This must be some kind of waste tank. It looks like a thigh tank. What? Are you for real? A thigh tank? A waste tank? A thigh tank? What am I missing? Why'd they put a speaker here? That's a drain? What is wrong with you? Oh, we're gonna be like draining something with like a strainer. Don't know what yet. Probably something with the seeds. Oh, we got these binders. I didn't even see these. Paper inside. Let me see that. It says steps for dissecting a frog. Oh, okay. A binder. Looks like there's 2 pieces of paper in here. Let's see here. Hydroponics research 1 and 2. Oh, we could do some learning here as well. So, memory card for the peck. Okay, we didn't need that. Prepare the 5 different hydroponic fluids. Dilute with ratio 1 part fluid, 10 parts water. Each fluid has a distinct color. Prepare the 5 types of plant seeds, 2 long seeds, 3 round seeds. Research has shown that there is a distinct and repeatable relationship between the fluid used and the type of seed. These relationships can be characterized in the following manner. The long seeds failed to germinate in 3 of the fluids. Round seeds in fluid B, yellow, and fluid D, cyan, failed to germinate. None of the marked seeds germinated if put in fluid C. Non-marked seeds failed to germinate in fluid A or fluid B. When the striped seeds were put into fluid D and fluid E, only one of them failed to germinate. This sucks. Okay. Oh, my bad. I forgot about this. Sorry, I was doodling in my notebook. I hope you don't mind. Long seeds failed to germinate in 3 of the fluids. So, long failed for 3. Round seeds in fluid B, yellow, and D. So we have round cannot be in yellow or cyan. Okay. None of the marked seeds germinated if put in fluid C. So marked, mark, no green. Sorry, my handwriting might be a little difficult to understand, but I get it, so that's all that matters. Non-marked seeds failed to germinate in red or yellow. So non-marked is oops. Let me erase that real fast. Non equals or doesn't equal red or yellow. So we have round doesn't make for yellow, and non-marked doesn't make for yellow. That's probably good enough for now. When striped seeds, oh wait, no, it's not. Striped seeds were put into, so we have stripes. Beautiful. Stripes. It's a work of art. Does not equal cyan or Blue. Okay, now we have our instructions. We can see, do we have the 5 seeds? 2, 3, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have the 5 seeds. So the next step is just go over here, and I guess we need to figure out what goes into what. What do we have? So memo is round cannot go into yellow or cyan. Let's start one at a time. Okay, so we have a long non-striped or long striped seed. Long striped seed. So can't go into 3 of them. Marked cannot go into green, so this is off the list. So there's 2 left. Stripes means that it cannot go into cyan or blue. So we're left with yellow or red. Red has not been brought up at all, so I would assume that it can't go in there. But we'll switch off for now. Let's go for a round striped seed. Hold on. Did I misread something? What's marked? None of the marked seeds germinated. If put in C, okay, we have, so marked and non-marked are different. What does marked mean? Because there's no stripes there. Here's, oh, okay. So marked is like its own genre, and then stripes, I believe, is a subgenre of marked. So what do we have? We have marked can't go into green, stripes can't go into cyan or blue. So it's the same thing, same concept. So if we check our stuff, if we check our seeds, we have a round striped marked seed. So green, cyan, and blue should all be off the table. And with that, let's check our memo. Round cannot go into yellow or cyan, so it needs to go into red. It needs to go into red. The beakers contain a liquid culture. Each seed requires a particular kind of culture. Place each seed in the appropriate beaker. By dragging a seed on top of another seed, you can switch them and press check. Here goes. Okay. Oh, we have our own little thing here. Oh, I see. We have to switch it around like this. So we were looking at the striped. I believe this is correct. We have the marked. Marked cannot go into green at all. So we'll get that out of the way here. Oops, I accidentally clicked onto the outside of the screen. Stripes, cyan or blue. We're out of stripes. Marked can't go into green. What do we have about round? Round cannot go into yellow or cyan. And long can't go into 3 of them. So now is basically about finding this. Let's see what the marked cannot go into green, round can't go into cyan. So this needs to be here. Well, we can check from here, right? Failed? Oh, what? How is that wrong? I guess it's like this then. I don't know how I managed to get it like that. It's a pretty almost first try if you really think about it. You did it, Sigma. You've sown your seeds. Oh. Don't say that. Why not? Just don't. Oh, quiet, you two. Look at this. Oh, we got an Electorb, a red capsule. I guess let's grab it. It really was a gotcha machine. There's a red capsule sitting in the hole. It's going to blow up. Am I right? Pokemon. Ha ha ha. So does this go in here then? Oh, it does. These should also go in there, right? Microscope. I guess not. We have to get other stuff in there. I don't know how though. Let's see. What's this? Is this just a tray? Nothing on it anymore? I guess that's where we're going to be dissecting a frog. Oh. How do you do? Do you come here often? Let's put a frog on the tray. Nothing on it anymore? Well, there could be. We got a frog. Examine. Looks like it's Lord Hoppington. Don't give it a name. Looks like he's dead. Yeah, he's probably been preserved. I think the liquid inside is ethanol. The smell, really? It smells like disinfectant, right? And besides, scientists preserve stuff in ethanol all the time. Clover would know, she's a scientist. We don't know what it does, so we're gonna leave it alone. I figured that we'd be dissecting a frog right now on that tray, but maybe not. Maybe I just misunderstood. Oh, we definitely are. Combine frog. Okay, never mind. Are we not done with... Oh, pretty fancy tray. Is that a cat playing with a ball of yarn? Are you even looking at it? It's a lion. How are you not kidding that? What? Sorry. It's a sort of tick I picked up when I was a kid. Whenever I talk about cats, I kind of... Well, you heard. That's pretty weird. It is kind of weird. Can you blame him? I guess we put the frog on here. There's an image of a lion engraved on it. You've got to be lying to me. Am I right? We can run into that wall too. I don't know if I've looked at whatever this big machine over here is. Maybe I can't look at it? Please? No? Okay, that's fine. Tray, nothing on it anymore. Maybe we have to put the scalpel on it. That's all I can think of. We're definitely not done with the seeds. Nothing on it anymore. Okay. That is not what we're doing. Maybe we can blend up the frog. I just kind of doubt it though. Strange machine. We don't know what we're doing. I agree. I also don't know what I'm doing. Maybe it's somewhere over here. Maybe we can... I'm gonna try putting the frog in there. I apologize. Did you already look at the binder we found next to the mixer? Oh, part about using the mixer for something? Well, we got the steps for dissecting a frog. Oh, we had to read about it first. Okay. DNA extraction. Place plant material and blender. Well, it didn't accept me at first. Okay, I'll go in there. Gonna use those seeds in the mixer? No, I just mean, don't you think you should put all of them in? I mean, all 5 different types of seeds? Interesting, why not? Okay. I guess we just needed to do all of them. Thank you for participating this time, Clover. Most of the time, the characters just simply refuse to. Laboratory. Alright, done. Now what? What's the steps? No, not the hydroponics. DNA extraction. Once the material has been thoroughly broken down, add saline water. Okay. I can do that. And we also are getting down a little bit on our inventory space. We were about to be over encumbered. Let's pour the saline solution in here. Also, good idea. The seeds aren't even visible. Filtered liquid comes out eventually. This. We love a little bit of urine, don't we? The liquid will be filtered and drip down into the beaker. Pour the ethanol into the beaker. I guess we have to get the frog out. Or we could pour the frog directly in. Well, something like this. The liquid will filter in the beaker, add ethanol. I guess you should pour in ethanol then. Thank you, Clover. I never would have thought of that on my own. Let's put the frog on the tray. It should let us now. Nothing on it anymore. We don't know what it does. Never mind. It does not let us. Let me go to the, where's the frog instructions? Dispense of the ethanol by pouring it down the drain in the fume cupboard. Oh, I forgot that this was over here. This is just such a weird setup. You're never over encumbered. You'll always have room for cheese wheels. Maybe not in this game. I don't want to mix it with my dead frog. And set the frog over here. Do we still have our ethanol? No, we don't. Okay. I guess we can just like, can we grab it? Collects liquid waste. The ethanol I poured down the drain should be in there. It's a little big, but I have a feeling we should take it. I agree. Let me use the scalpel. We're about to chop a frog open. Sigma, what are you gonna do with that scalpel? Find the secrets inside of Lord Hoppington. I don't really have a choice, do I? But poor Lord Hoppington, what are you freaking out about? It's dead. That's not the point. It's still sad. You're disrespecting Lord Hoppington. You don't go to a graveyard and start chopping up people. I mean, it's a little morbid. It is kind of sad over the love of this frog is dead. It is an ex-frog. Fine, I'll do it. Well, I guess that saves me the trouble. Thank you for taking one for the team, Dio. Something came out of his stomach, a blue capsule. Oh, it's kind of gross, even with the low poly. I'm just not made for dissecting things. I'm a lover, not a dissector. I don't think that's how the saying goes. I apologize. Let me stick the ethanol into the blender. We're about to make some DNA. Make our own little sigmas. Out of plant seeds. I guess that's not what I'm doing. Oh, guess this should do it. What is that? You are not what I wanted. DNA extraction. DNA will collect at the bottom of the beaker. Use an empty capsule to collect it. Well, you know, I'm just not feeling it. I'm gonna dip the protrusion on this capsule into the stuff in the beaker. Okay, sounds good, Sigma. Let's go ahead and get some DNA. You got it all. Good job, Sigma. You know how to collect DNA super well. What's the last thing? Because we have one more. I just don't even know where it could possibly be. Look, the screen changed. What's going on? You put on the yellow capsule, right? I think it reacted to that. Why? I don't know, but I was just thinking. Well, that thing we just put in had plant DNA in it, right? Maybe that caused this. Anyway, let's go have a look. Oh, this is the safe password. Perfect. This is just what we needed. Now we can get to the safe. Was that the real safe password? There should just be another spot, right? The screen is glowing white. To view the password, look in the password tab. This is safe, right? It looks just like the one in the AV room. I guess we've already solved the puzzle. I apologize for being too good. This is the extra one. So the DNA was just an extra puzzle. Sun, moon, moon. At the bottom, we're a sun, we're a moon, and we're a moon. Go ahead. Give me my extra files. I'm not going to read them. The gold file. You can view it in the secret tab. Okay. Can you lead me to the secret of where the last capsule is? Oh, wait. I didn't see this. The roots. Do I have to put that in here then? Is that what this is? Oh, all the plants was just extra. That's why we still had them. That felt harder to get to the real thing than the secret thing, because you just already have the real thing on hand. I felt like they designed it just a little bit backwards. Let's go ahead and drop a little bit of saline in there before we put our liquid waste inside of it. Dropping saline salt water directly into the toilet bowl of a public bathroom. Filtered liquid comes out of it eventually. We're green this time. We're gonna have the whole rainbow of DNA. Next, I need to pour the ethanol into the beaker, and then we can stick our protrusion in there and grab all the green DNA. He looks kind of like Slimer from the Ghostbusters. We've just shoved him into a capsule. Now he's a little gacha reward that kids and adults alike can both enjoy. What's wrong? I can see something in here. What do you mean something? Just look. It's easier than explaining. Oh, there's more to this. I thought we were about to just get the thing and then be all good. What the heck is this? Probably a simplified version of a DNA sequence. A is the adenine. G is the guanine. C is the cytosine. T is the thymine. Is it adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine? That would make sense. Or is it adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine? That's stupid. It's thymine for sure, at least. I think we can manipulate it. Looks like the puzzle has to do with pairing these bases. DNA is made out of 4 bases: adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. However, he can only bind A and T or G and C. Anything else just won't work. These are called complementary base pairings. You sure know a lot about this stuff. I thought you were a circus guy. You should be able to solve this puzzle somehow. Oh, do you think he was set up to, he was like studying chemistry and biology or like OChem or whatever nonsense in college, and he was like on his way to the PhD? He was working through his program at MIT, lead researcher. all of a sudden acid gets poured all over his brain and his brain doesn't quite work like it used to, and then he's forced to work as a circus ringleader instead, and that's why he's so mad all the time. Reposition each row so that each A is connected to a T and each G is connected to a C. Move each row sideways until the letters match up. Well, I suppose we don't need to move, like, oh, this is weird. So it's A until, what is it? A to, it's T to G and C. G and C, T and A. G and C, T and A. Okay. G, C, T, A. Oh, that's weird. So these change different. Does it go by itself? This one goes by itself. G, C, T, A. My mouse is on my other monitor currently. GC. It hit the wall. GCTA. TA. That changed that? It did, okay. This changes that, and this changes this. What the? This might suck. Okay, this might be the worst thing of all time. Do the top and the bottom have to line up, or is it okay if those just kind of hang out? I thought that maybe the green and red would have a hint, but I really don't think that it does. Some of these boxes are bigger than others, which is interesting. The A and the C are lower. G, C, T, A. T, A. G, C? No, what? G, C. Can I do it like that? Oh, you can grab it from here. GC. Okay. GCTA. Those move together. Why do they move together? These move together. These move together. Let's retry. You connect here. No, you don't. You connect here for sure. No. T, A. Oh, they sync in whenever they're lined up the way that they're supposed to. So this is in the correct position. These two are not. Those are also not. So I need the way to move this. What the? No, because that's GG. Maybe they're like extended whenever they're in the correct spot. So like only these are in the right spot. Oh, it's about to, it's horrible. It's so bad. Let me see. Because those shrink. Those connect. Oh, you're not connecting between these. You're connecting between these. Oh, I feel so dumb. Okay. GCTA. So these are now lined up. Which is why you don't want to move it like this. But we should actually be good to move it like this. GCTA. Like that, and then you can just move. Oh, what are you doing? These don't move by themselves? How do you move these then? These move these, so maybe you need to get this lined up. That. Not like that. Like that. But then you can move it like this from here. GCTA. And then I suppose you can move it like this. Okay. Is there any way to move? Because now we have 2 full rows lined up. But we need to get these lined up. One of these moved by itself, right? I swear there's a way that one of them moved by itself. Is it just you? It's just you. So the bottom row is the least important to get done right away. So we don't even need to worry about this because this can move by itself. These cannot, which means that we need to prioritize getting the top and bottom completed. If we can get the top and bottom completed, then everything else can come after. That moves these. So we need it to be like partially incomplete, I guess. So we can try it like this. Okay, that's not good enough. Let's try it like this and then try it like that. Okay. We have it. No, we don't. Oh wait, yes we do. I'm just incredibly stupid. You just have to move this one now. GCTA. Like that. Okay, we did it, we did it, we did it. Look at what happens whenever we have a little bit of reasoning. Did it? Good job, Sigma. Thank you. You want a treat? I'm not hungry. You're a turkey. What in the hell? Oh, I get it. Good one, Clover. Although you are kind of forcing it at this point. There's something on it. Sun, sun, moon. It's different now. The shapes are in different places. Sun, sun, moon. Sun, sun, moon. Go ahead. First puzzle completed in under an hour. We're just better at this point. It opened. Awesome. The suspense was killing me. What do we got here? First is a map. It's got arrows on it this time. The one I found in the infirmary said floor A, so the one from the lounge, and that would make the floor A the top floor. We rode the elevator down to get here, I guess so. All right, let's keep looking. There's a lot of stuff in here. It's like Christmas morning. You like all the presents under the tree. You grab all the presents under the tree. Oh, I'm already so happy. And then you go to your stocking. You got like candy and gifts in your stocking too. There's like a gift card in there for Best Buy. I can't believe it. You're gonna get what you want. Then these have to be the cards the announcer was talking about. We're going for the moon cards. Sure, fine. Next up, we've got a notebook. Oh, you write your own diary. Can't read any of this. Are these even letters? What the heck is this? Isn't it a journal? It's got dates and stuff. Maybe, but I can't read any of it. What language is it? Who knows? Maybe it's Brazilian. They speak Portuguese in Brazil. Sorry, I had to take a drink. What else have we got here? Excelivir. You thought they would be more excited for this. What's it say on the label? A-X-E-L-A-V-I-R. Exceliver. Axe lever? Didn't Luna say something about an Exceliver? You're right. This is it. This is the Exceliver, the secure for Radical 6. Didn't she say it earlier? Clover knew. She just wants Sigma to go through it. I understand, I guess, though. We need to get this stuff to Quark. First, we've got to get out of this room. But that's easy. You got it, right? Key found in safe. All right. Let's go. I guess we just leave. I believe the real door is over here, even though it feels like it should be on the other side. I don't know why I have that feeling, but I just do. You know what's interesting between this game and like 999? 999, you were hopping between rooms and the rooms and stuff, so there was a little bit more going on. And I'm pretty sure this game, the only time that has happened is through the crew quarters. So I'm kind of curious why they decided to cut down on all the rooms. I'm kind of glad, though. Hold on a minute.
There's something... Nah, I guess there's a couple of things I want to double check.
Oh, yeah?
One of them's not really significant, I guess.
Huh?
Right.
First off, this machine.
I can't believe it. We're actually having somebody cut in about a thing in the room.
This thing, did we? I was just wondering what it was.
Oh, I wonder... Oh, we totally just make more Exceliver in here. Not sure how I'm supposed to answer that. Look at the side here. There's a name or something. IG Replicator.
Replicator makes it sound like it makes copies of
Oh,
stuff.
Dio, you're actually good. You're not bad, Dio. I apologize. You're about to save both Alice and Quark with this. It's like a copy
Yeah,
machine.
Probably copies IG, whatever that is.
Instagram. Any
Who knows?
ideas?
Ice cream by the gallon?
That's a good guess. Of course, this machine must be here so we can just make all the ice cream we want. Are you nuts? You're one idiotic girl, you know that? In other words, an IG.
Oh, good one.
It actually wasn't that bad.
Hey,
I
this
like
isn't the
Clover.
time for
Clover's
stupid
funny.
jokes. There's a helpless child back there in the infirmary. That needs our
Oh,
help.
that's also fair, Dio, but you're the one that's usually like doing things that would go against us caring about the helpless child. Oh, he was right, of course. I hung my head in shame.
At any rate,
Tail
once we
between
know
the
what
legs, huh?
IG means, we can't do anything with this machine, right?
That's right.
Yep, nothing.
Makes sense. On to the second issue. Sigma, you found a journal and some sort of vial in the safe, right?
Correct. Dio's kind of taken charge. I'm not the main character anymore. It's Dio's show now. Maybe this is how he runs the circus, because he's just kind of got like the leader
I didn't really
vibe.
get a good look at it before. You guys were in there so close.
You
I could
could
barely
have
see
just
you.
like been like nice and stuff from the start, and you would have been in a much better position. I don't know if you considered
Is
that.
it really Excelivir?
It really was, definitely. As I spoke, I pulled the vial out of my pocket. See, it's written right on the label, Excelivir.
You really are an idiot.
What?
Well, I guess in this case, the G and IG stands for guy.
Idiotic guy, man. I guess it does apply to both. The words were barely out of my mouth when he moved. Oh. Before I could blink, the vial disappeared from my hand. What
What are you
gives?
doing?
Never mind, I take it all back. Dio is horrible. Dio slipped the vial quickly into his
Oh,
coat.
don't worry. I'll keep it safe. I'll even give it back to you later.
What? Not later?
I don't
Give it
think
back
so.
now?
If you want it back, you're gonna have to listen to my request.
Oh, he is evil. I was starting to trust you, Dio.
That's what I said.
Oh, this wasn't
You want
worth
this
it.
back. In the next AB game, you have to choose ally.
I would have done that anyway. Ally. Is that why you took the medicine to blackmail me?
You're using Quark's life as leverage.
That is pretty horrible. Have you not seen the rest of the game? I always choose ally. You could have just gone for it.
Really good reasons to do so.
Uh-huh.
Give it back if you just do what I say.
I just really want to betray you now. And then if we just tell everybody that you are holding the Excelivir hostage, I'm sure like 8 versus 1. I mean, I know how to do math, and I'm pretty sure that we win. Didn't realize until they started to hurt that I'd curled my hands into a fist if Dio would have only given me an opening.
I wouldn't try and take it back by force if I were you. You make any
Oh,
sudden moves, I'll smash
it's horrible. He patted his pocket gently.
it. And one more thing.
Well, you wouldn't want to stain
Tell
your
those other idiots
your
that you
nice
found
red
some
coat.
Excelivir in here. I hear one word about it, and the next thing you hear will be little bits of glass.
I think
shattering
like
on
you
the
literally might die if you do that.
It's not fair.
This game isn't about compassion. It's not about being.
I thought we
clever.
were being clever the whole
It's about
time.
one thing. How well
You
can
said a
use
big
liquid
thank
to
you
your
just a
advantage.
minute ago.
How unfair you can be.
You're just not very good at the manipulating people part, Dio. I mean, like, at least be better at the whole thing, but nobody here likes
What are you
you.
gonna do? Ready to promise me you'll pick ally?
No. I'm betraying.
Sigma!
Sigma.
Ah, I knew you'd say it eventually.
It doesn't mean anything, Dio. You got a gun to my head. You can't have a
I
gun to my head in the
understand how this
room.
works, but don't think about trying anything.
Now you're just relying on my compassion? Little do you know I'm more petty than I am compassionate. You're telling me to do something I'm about to not do it out of spite.
I'm really looking forward to the next round.
Oh, you're gonna have 0 points, and we're all gonna be dead because of you. With one last self-satisfied chuckle, I gotta check the VOD on this one. This one is insane so far, Jury. And it's not for any massive revelation or anything. It's purely because I decided to go with Dio this time. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the manipulation was starting to work its way in just a little bit. He said thank you to me once. My arm is cut off once. I could rotate myself, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Hold on. Transform. Hold on, watch this. You're about to see me do something magic. Bam. We are now facing the other direction. I tried moving myself out further out the other way, but then my head was blocking the words.
Are you really
That's pretty
going to do what
funny.
he says?
Thank you. Yeah, I know how to turn. Aiden, I flip. This isn't degrees. I do know how to do that though. Hold on. Transform. Rotate 90 degrees. We are now under. See that? We could be popping out from the side if we really wanted to. Like laying down over here. Or, watch this. Transform. rotate. Bam. We're now in the roof. You've never seen me hang like this before? Upside down and at the top? That's what we're doing. What happened to your legs? Welcome, Koi. They're all gone. I was in a freak accident. And it's actually pretty disrespectful for you to question like that. Breaking into the facility? Yeah, I just kind of want to hang out with the gang. Sigma and Clover are pretty chill, so now that Dio's gone, I feel like I can actually take my place amongst the crowd. Oh, you won't believe this, but there's one more. Sorry, my legs. We can lay over here as well. Sorry, my hand is cut off. My hand is no longer cut off, but then if I do it like this, then you can't see the cat. So then I'd have to be like closer like this, but then I'm cutting off like part of the text box. So then really I would have to be up here, and then I could just hang out like this. You know, people like that, you can train your upper body. I can't remember what the workout's called, but you can train your upper body where you like stand like along like a flagpole or something, and you grab onto it and you just like twist up, and then you're actually just hanging there like you were the flag on the flagpole. And people just do that. I don't know how many people just do that, but they do that. Human flag. I just assume that is probably just actually what it's called. Hold on, let me put myself back. Now that we've explored every possible version of myself, we can go a little further down. I just need the cat to be visible, because I feel like that's like a massive part of what I do here. Really gonna do what he says?
Sigma,
yeah.
You've only got one BP right now.
I know.
You choose ally, and he chooses betray.
Then I literally die? I know. I'll drop to -1, and that means I'll get penalized. It's not like I want to. Alright, if we don't do as he says, then he'll destroy the medicine. If he does that, then Quark will die.
So you're going to die to save his life? That's...
Why
would you do that?
I mean... Oh... I want to choose the petty option, but also it would feel really good to have everybody like hate Dio forever. In all honesty, I was terrified. My choice was far from a foregone conclusion. Well, we should get back to the upper floor. Everybody else is probably finished already. I bet they're waiting for us. I didn't wait for Clover's response. Sigma is looking death in the eyes right now. I just doubt that he like actually gives it back, especially since he will kill me. Honestly, I did not think that Dio had it in him to directly kill somebody, like pure murder mode, but I think he does. I think he is about to go pure murder mode. Which is insane. And it's gonna be me, so I'm gonna get a game over. So I guess here we are, time for another ending. I can't believe we've already got one, like an hour into the gameplay. Beep, beep, beep. It's the walk of shame. You know how like, you know, it's like somebody getting the death sentence and having to walk to their little chair and then get strapped up. Get the little lethal injection. That's gotta be like, I was about to say awkward, but I don't think that's the correct word. Actually, I'm not gonna talk about like death penalties. I think that might just be a little uncomfortable.
An unprotected gate has been opened.
Maybe just a little bit.
45 minutes.
Sorry.
I hate this guy.
It opened a bit early.
Dio. One of his hands was a moon key. He twirled it around like a veteran gambler, grinned, and slid it back into his pocket.
Don't mind, right? I figured you and Clover would get up here right away. And besides,
Oh.
it'd be best to get this done soon before you lose your nerve.
I wonder if he
How about
threatened
you?
the other
I'm
group.
looking forward to the next round.
Oh, I bet he did actually. I bet he for sure threatened the other groups. I glanced around the warehouse. Alice and Kay were back. As was Phi. And of course Clover. Wereton, Myoji, and the rest of them.
We carried Quark to one of the beds.
NL did a death penalty tier list. I think he could get away with it. I don't know. I just death bad? Is that okay to say? Not a fan of death. I don't know how I feel about that. Death, overrated for sure. Not feeling it.
Tenmyoji and Luna are looking at.
What if we all just like lived? Controversial? I know. I like to make brave statements here. This is my time to say what I really think. And that's why you people like me, I'm sure. It's because I say it like it is. And unfortunately, the case is that death is bad, and the people are too scared to say it.
He seems to be sleeping soundly, but beyond that, there's really no.
Go ahead, put it into the papers what I said. I don't mind. I'll take the backlash. I understand that some might even kill for it, but we'll make it either way. And I think by some killing for it, I think I mean Dio. A laboratory.
Did it look like the kind of place where they'd be researching viruses and DNA? And
Yes.
those kinds of things?
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
Thank you, Clover.
Was there any of that Excelavir?
Say no and then like wink a few times and maybe cough. Maybe like wave your elbows around like a chicken. I hope Dio just is already in his thing.
That you found some Excel. I hear one word about it, and the next thing you hear.
We can like sneak behind him. Phi has superpowers, so what if Phi jumps behind him and then like puts him in a chokehold, and then everybody else can get at him and then get the Excelavir out of his pockets, and then maybe we can give him the death penalty. My ears flicked to Dio for a moment. Nothing. Beside me, Clover bit her lip.
I see.
So how'd it go with you? Find anything interesting? Phi only shook her head. With a unison of movement that almost looked choreographed, Alice and Kay shrugged. Alice shrugged.
Where does that leave us? We've still got about 40 minutes left until voting ends.
We can think about
What are
it.
you gonna do?
I'm a little curious about that lab you found. I thought I might go take a peek at it.
Go for it.
Away, then.
Oh, that's good. And if Dio doesn't come with us,
I think I'll go have a look at the room Alice, Kay, and Tenmyoji found.
we can tell Alice. We're letting Alice in on it for sure.
Perhaps there's some Excelavir hidden somewhere in there.
Yeah, what a bastard.
I shall take you there.
I agree.
What about you two? Where are you going?
I think I'll start heading over to the infirmary to see how
Then
Quark's
I will
doing.
too.
Oh, no, you should have gone with Clover. Maybe that would have been too suspicious. We trust Clover. Clover tells for sure. And we get a couple of allies. She nodded to Clover and they disappeared through the magenta door. Dio and Kay followed a few footsteps behind. Good one, Sigma. I would have cracked under the pressure. Okay then, guess we should be
Hold on.
going
Show
to.
me that journal first. Dio told me about it. He wouldn't tell me anything about the lab except that you found a journal with his words. Some sort of
Lots of
language.
numbers or
He
something.
said you had it, so I was hoping I could take a look.
I don't mind. 1 second. It's probably, oh, it probably is just Latin, huh? I dug the journal out of my pocket and handed it to Phi. She's about to start speaking the ancient language. She began to flip through the pages, her eyes quickly scanning each one.
Latin.
Oh, I knew it. Good thing we have somebody that studied a dead language.
Yeah, with time and a dictionary.
Oh, in other words, no.
Pardon me for not being able to translate
Not very
a dead
good.
language on the fly.
Well, I thought you just like knew it and like had studied it like
Looks like some
well
kind of
and stuff,
research
so.
bug. It's not going to be some sort of.
Oh,
I
I
took the
study
dog for a walk
English.
today.
Oh, can you read this for me? Oh, I think I need a dictionary. I apologize. You're expecting too much from me. How could you possibly say this? It's like the people that wear a hobby. They're like, oh, I'm like super into candles. And you ask them what their favorite candle smell is, and they're like, oh, well, you know, I feel, you know, the sunflowers smell pretty good, I guess. I don't necessarily have like a favorite one. I just like I like the. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily like a bad thing, but if you go to the point where you like list it as one of like your main things,
I
it
can
feels a little
understand
awkward that you
of it,
wouldn't have something for it.
Conjunctions and things like that. But most of these words I've never even seen before.
Man, it's a little too dead. Vi started to leaf through the book again as she spoke. Then suddenly she stopped. Memento Mori, the ninth lion
read
eats
this
the
one.
sun.
Page 216. This isn't research notes. It looks like a personal.
That's
entry.
odd.
Don't
What's it
rush
say?
me. This is gonna take a minute.
I thought you could read it. I guess translating is a different skill. Okay.
Interesting. All right. I think I got it. It looks like they're talking about Radical 6.
In Latin? Do they even have the vocabulary to speak about Radical 6 in Latin? Why are
Not
they
sure.
talking about that?
Let me read it to you.
There's got to be like a
Keep in
lot of
mind I'm
words and stuff that just don't exist in Latin for like modern concepts. When the body is infected with Radical 6, the processing speed of the brain is reduced. If we assume the brain currently operates on a 1-to-1 basis with regards to time, Radical 6 reduces this to a ratio of 1 to square root of 1 over 6, or approximately 1 to 0.408. Oh wait, the processing brain. So this is about time. The virus itself affects time. This means that for each second that passes outside, the patient feels that only 0.408 seconds have passed inside. So it slows time for the people. Therefore, when 1 second has passed inside, approximately 2.45 seconds have passed outside. In other words, when 10 seconds pass in the real world, a patient infected with Radical 6 would feel as if only 4 seconds had passed. Oh, so it slows it down a lot. That's why the virus had been termed Radical 6. It must be on Radical 6. Oh, I don't know. You go ahead and let me know, STEM guy. Radical is another term for what is also known as the root operation, the function inverse to the taking of a power. In a less mathematical sense, it can also be used to refer to something that is extreme or severe, or, as the kids say, incredibly gnarly or far out. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. I've seen that a couple of times now. The exact cause of this is unclear, and although there is as of yet no direct link between suicidal urges and the reduction in mental processing speed, many believe that they are not unrelated. Those infected with Radical 6 perceive the world to be moving at a fever pitch, as if it were a video cassette being fast-forwarded. For instance, although the patient believes that only 10 seconds have passed, in fact 24.5 seconds have passed, given this increased speed of input, maintaining the ability to observe and reason would become a Herculean task. One theory holds that the disparity in time perception causes the brain to be flooded with massive amounts of information. Unable to keep up, it begins to fail. Whatever the cause, the infected invariably attempt to take their own lives, which is arguably the most terrifying aspect of this virus. Research suggests that a targeted antiviral could kill or at least disable Radical 6, but we have been unable to develop one. Antiviral could kill or... oh... It seems our best hope now is to harvest antibodies from someone with a natural immunity to the virus. Thus far, however, we have been able to locate a suitable subject, so I've continued my efforts to discover an alternative means of treatment. Given my current rate of progress, I predict that I will have a workable treatment within a decade or two. It is my fervent hope that humanity will be able to survive that long. The bodies of those dead from suicide are piled up along the roads leading into and out of town. The entire area reeks with the stench of decay, and the sky is filled with the constant buzzing of flies. At times, their swarms are so thick that when one passes, it feels as if a cloud has gone over the sun. Every day, I see more crows, and rats are everywhere, feeding on the dead. Ironically, the only healthy-looking creatures are the stray cats who have grown fat on the plentiful rodent diet. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters. I don't know how many were saved, but I fear only a handful. Only a spoonful. Their survival is the only hope that remains for the human race. Lord, please let their future be a bright one. So we got a little bit of follow, but instead of nuclear, it's like, oh, we let it across a super dangerous virus. So this must be a bunker then, created to keep people in from Radical 6. What I would bet, though, is that this is before Radical 6 spreads across the world. And so one of us is for sure just like immune to Radical 6. And I assume maybe, maybe you? Maybe you? I would assume. Now we know what the virus does to you, though. If you get infected, your brain slows down by the root of 1/6. That's what, about 40%?
Important part. Those infected by Radical 6
Right.
eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide.
Okay. It's not very nice. That would explain why Quark was trying to kill himself. It was a little awkward.
There are two other things in here that worry me. First, the part about
Right.
how they haven't managed to develop a treatment for it yet. What do you make of that?
What am I supposed to make of it? Maybe they just hadn't found one when this journal was written. I mean, from what we know, there's a drug called Excelavir that cures it.
Exactly. But in the journal, it says it might take 20 years.
20
to make something
years.
Like that.
So even more time travel stuff. You know, Phi. Hold on a second. I'm getting confused. When was the thing written?
29th. No year.
December 29th. So I assumed that that was written like a few days from now. Well, there's no way it was written this
Yeah,
year.
Probably not. Anyway, moving on.
There's no way to confirm that it wasn't.
The second concern I have is
The
about
time travel has been
underground
weird.
shelters it mentions. The newspaper article said something about quarantining people too.
Right? Giant underground
We all
shelters.
thought the same thing. What if this was one of those quarantine facilities?
It's gotta be. Somebody knew in
But
advance.
this journal
It was
seems to
developed.
suggest the opposite. The few humans who survived the outbreak.
Oh,
have
no,
been
it came
locked away
after.
by
You're
the
right.
government in
Are we in the
underground
future?
shelters.
Or did the future come to us? Trying to say that this place might be one of those underground shelters, which would mean we're all supposed to be uninfected. We would have been thrown in here to keep us
Yeah.
safe. And there
I mean,
probably
there's
would
no
not be a
reason for
death
sure at
game.
this point, but it seems possible.
What if it is just a Fallout thing where they're experimenting on people? That would be an interesting twist. But Quark's been
Maybe the
infected,
virus
right?
got in somehow.
Hello, Toto. We're maybe getting a whole lot of viruses and dying, and maybe the outside world doesn't exist anymore, and maybe we're not safe, or even less safe than we had assumed. Maybe the virus got in. That would be bad. I agree.
Just think about it for a minute. If this is one of those shelters, a lot of things start to make sense.
Well, I mean,
Maybe
not
we've been
really.
here for a long time. Like, maybe they put us to sleep
No,
somehow.
the gas put
Made
us to sleep for
years,
like
maybe even
decades. Why do we
While
like
were
look the
sleeping,
same at all?
The pandemic that the newspaper article talked about happened.
Oh, we were frozen, cryo sleep.
Century.
Then once the antiviral treatment was finished, they woke us up.
It's all just speculation, but
How would that work? Why would they? Where all? Oh wait, but then the dead old lady. I guess that could tie in. That doesn't make sense. I mean, it seems like a pretty plausible scenario, but we were all captured before the pandemic started, right? And how would they have put us to sleep for that long? How would they have known to do that? But most importantly, why the hell are we playing a nonary game if the point of this place is to save us? Throwing a bunch of people into a game that might kill them is a pretty weird way to protect them from a pandemic. You have to be chosen, Sigma. If you make it out, you'll be proven that you are worthy of the world outside.
yeah, you're right.
See? It's just a test, Sigma. Two milkmen
We don't
go
have enough
comedy.
Information to make any real conclusions. I think we should see if we can find anything else.
Right. Phi had barely finished speaking before she took off for the magenta door. And weren't you coming to the
Changed
infirmary
my
with me?
mind. You can tell me about Quark later.
And with that, she's gone, and I guess we head to the infirmary to hang out with Quark. I really don't know why we're going there though. Phi for sure picked up on Dio being like literally Satan. So we'll be good, I think. I think Phi might be on our side. I think we can trust Phi. We can for sure trust, I think we can trust most people other than Dio, to be honest. Let out a long, tired sigh and started off toward the infirmary. I think Dio and maybe the weirdness with Sigma are the least trustworthy aspects. How's he doing?
To be stable, as far as I can tell.
Like a horse. I see. Mind if I have a look?
Go ahead.
Let's give you some Excelavir, buddy. Made my way around the partition to the side of Quark's bed. The journal and the thing Phi and I had talked about would definitely need to be addressed. But for the moment, the AB game was what I needed to concentrate on. Lives were at stake. Mine and Quark's. A little 50-50 right now. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. We don't need to see it again. If the journal was telling the truth, then as soon as the anesthetic wore off, Quark would go insane again. What if we weren't able to restrain him a second time? What if he managed to kill himself before we got to him? Perhaps he'd just get out of the infirmary and go hide somewhere. On the other hand, it wasn't like we could keep anesthetizing him over and over. It said forever, but then I winged it? Wang it? Is it winged it? Wang it? No, wanged it not for sure. Winged it? What's the like past tense of wing? There was only one way to save Quark, and that was with Excelivir. Unfortunately, Dio had stolen it. If we wanted to get it back, Clover and I would have to vote ally. But if I did, there was an excellent chance I would end up dead. The question was then what to do. Sacrifice myself to save Quark, or keep quiet about the danger he was in to save myself. It was so faint I almost didn't hear it.
Grandpa. Grandpa.
Oh, Grandpa, he's Tenmyoji. He shifted a little, then fell silent again. It was enough, though. What on earth had I been thinking? How could I have even considered letting a child die in my place? Suddenly my cheeks felt hot with embarrassment and disgust. I had considered letting Quark die even for a minute was pathetic. There was only one choice. There had only ever been one choice. No way was I going to leave Quark to die. My hands tightened into fists as I looked down at him. Any uncertainty I had felt before was gone. I knew what I had to do. Oh, well, you know, it's getting a little more thoughtful than I expected. I actually kind of felt that a little bit. A little, awkward. Gonna start tearing up on stream. Is playing the sad piano music and stuff too. It's trying to get me. I get it. I'm not trying to have any more deaths now.
Looks like it's almost time.
Right.
You two should head back.
What about you?
I'm worried about Quark.
But you're a solo.
Oh, he's leaving it up to
Automatically ally.
whoever. Who's he with?
I heard the voice on the intercom just like you.
What are you gonna do if Kay and Alice vote betray?
Just means I lost that round.
That's fair. Tenmyoji's kind of sick.
I'd just be voting ally anyway.
Right.
You know what opponents are, right?
Alice and Kay.
Pete left. If I pick betray and they chose ally, I'd kill her. I'm not so desperate.
And most people, other than Dio, I think Dio's the only one that'd be willing to kill.
Otherwise, I can't leave Quark behind. You see? Doesn't matter if I go into the AB room or not. I vote the same either way.
Good one. Tenmyoji's mind was made up. Trying to persuade him to leave would have been pointless. Alright, take care of Quark. And hopefully keep the scalpels away from him.
Yourself.
I don't know if the old man could necessarily keep the 10-year-old demon away, though.
Okay.
Loon and I headed out of the infirmary, leaving Tenmyoji and Quark behind. Do you think an averagely strong old man could beat, like, an above-average strength 10-year-old? Because I feel like the 10-year-old obviously just has less strength. Because over the years, you kind of just, like, develop muscle or whatever, right? So, like, the old man would have the better advantage. Especially if he did like any kind of work before in his youth. But you know, once you get old, let's say he's like 65, you're way less fit, you move around way less. I feel like even just throwing a punch could potentially like throw your like shoulder out of its socket or something. But the 10-year-old is a 10-year-old going to be way weaker. That's why he has a little bit above average, the little 10-year-old strength, but he has a lot more energy. So he could probably keep going forever. So it would be like I guess a normal person fighting a really determined rat. So maybe the best option would be to just like kick and hope for the old man. But I think with the proper technique, I think the old man would come out on top. But I think the child could for sure have a chance. I just think the child would maybe have to hunt in a pack, like a little velociraptor. When we got to the warehouse, we found everyone else waiting for us. It's a little uncomfortable coming here. Not quite everyone. One other person was missing. Where's
Take a look
Dio?
at the doors.
Already closed up. He's in his hotel room, already sleeping. It's insane. Have a little bit of decency. When we came in here before, the one on the far right was open.
And that would mean
That he went in, I guess. Now we can break the news. That bastard, he'd probably been worried I might try and take the Excelivir from him by force, so he did himself in the AB room. What a coward. Made up my mind to choose ally no matter what, but a part of me had still considered trying to jump Dio if he dropped his guard. Now he'd made sure I wouldn't get the chance to try.
where's Tenmyoji?
Oh,
Staying in the infirmary, hanging out with Quark. Luna explained Tenmyoji's
I
choice.
see. Well, I guess that means I don't have to worry about him picking betray.
Yep.
Right.
So you better
What
choose
would you guys
ally.
be choosing then?
Ally, of course.
Good. I'm a big fan of you.
Because my BP is 6, I assume.
Yes. As long as Tenmyoji votes ally, I can't choose betray.
And then you won't
If I
get the
do,
9
his
BP.
BP will go up to 9.
But what if he forces you?
Oh, why would you laugh like that? That doesn't add any credibility to you at
I would
all.
never do something so crass.
This is the most nefarious I think you've ever sounded, Kay.
Really?
Of course.
Then you don't need to go in there.
Covering his mouth, there's nothing there. You can't see it.
Alice can vote by herself. Then we don't have anything to worry about, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't bother anybody.
Um,
It just shows like a sign of distrust, which maybe will sow doubt within the entire group.
I apologize, but I'm afraid I can't agree to that.
Why?
not?
I just can't. Shall we go?
Uh-uh. Well, that's a little
Hold on a
worrying.
minute there.
Kay continued briskly toward the AB room as if he simply hadn't heard Phi. Alice scrambled to follow him, perhaps concerned that he would lock her out. Well, that's a lot worse. Only seconds later, they disappeared into the third room from the left. Yo, I've been a big fan of Kay this whole time. I feel like I'm getting played with throughout this entire part here.
Well, there's nothing we can do now. If Kay told the
Oh,
truth,
what if you
she'd be
liked
fine.
Dio for a little bit, but then what if Dio betrayed your trust immediately after? And then what if the guy that you've trusted throughout the whole entire game was actually like even worse than Dio and was maybe going to kill somebody for his own gain? What would you say to that? How would you react? Your buddy just like murdered somebody. Are you cool with that? Maybe shut them down a little bit before they murder somebody, but they are wearing like a super armor.
Right.
And you aren't. And they don't care. They headed off at a trot toward the second room from the right and were soon out of sight inside it. Alright, Clover, time for us to go.
Right behind you.
Time for me to die. Sighed to myself and headed toward the leftmost AB room. Use the moon key. I like to drink my Coke Zero during the streams, but then the problem is that sometimes the fizziness does make me have to burp. We are just gonna choose ally for the first time. I don't have it in me to murder a small child.
What are you gonna do?
I don't really have a choice, do I? There's only one thing I can do. I'm gonna choose ally.
You'll die.
That's okay. I'm ready, Clover. I've had so much life. I studied at college, got put in hibernation for 10 years, and now I can save a kid. It's my life's purpose, Clover. You wouldn't understand. My final message to you, Clover. Please, use your life for good and not for evil. Just because Dio told us to ally doesn't necessarily mean he's going to pick betray.
A jerk like that is going to choose ally if he doesn't have to? No.
Yeah,
No way.
yeah, I agree.
He's got 6 BP right now. If he picks betray, then he'll have 9 points.
And I'll be dead for it. Well, what about you? You've got 6 BP too, right? If Dio chooses ally and we choose betray, then you'd have 9 BP.
What? No, that's not.
Well, I just kind of like don't believe you at all now that it's been brought up.
I'm just trying to tell you that Dio is going to pick betray. That's who he is.
You're also kind of like not super trustworthy, Clover. Just because you make me laugh sometimes doesn't mean that I can do anything about it. I'm trying to tell you that I've made up my mind. That's who I am. The only choice is ally. It's the only chance we have to get that medicine back.
Called you an IG.
Oh, I called you an IG too, but for different reasons.
Do what he says.
Maybe he won't, but I can guarantee that he'll destroy it if I pick betray. That's who he is.
Fine.
Thank you,
If
Clover.
you aren't gonna listen to me, then I guess I
Whoa,
don't have a
what?
choice. I'll be pushing that button.
No! I've had the choice the whole time. Before I realized what was going on, Clover ducked past me and ran toward the voting machine. Stop. I agree. I snatched her by the arm and hauled her backward with all my strength.
Ow!
Ouch! Sorry, guess that was a little too hard, huh?
What do you think you're doing? You can't just throw a girl around like that.
Well, you know, you're about to, like, maybe murder a kid.
But you're gonna die.
That's not why you
Dio's
care.
going
I
to
know
kill
it's
you.
not true. Pork's gonna
Can't
die.
do this. I don't want you to
to die.
Does Clover have a thing for Sigma now? Is that where this is going?
10 seconds.
Maybe all the joking around really did get him in.
Holding closes.
Sigma Riz? Means a lot to hear you say that, Clover. I gave her my best reassuring nod and turned to face the polling machine.
3, 2, 1.
We do get to choose, and I will die. Goodbye, my friend. Do well in the next life, Clover. Don't click betray on your next nonary game. That shocked me and made me very upset. I thought we were friends in a previous life is all.
Thank you for
I
your
misunderstood.
participation.
I wish you would have been more upfront with me in the previous life. Now open. Well, this is gonna be our like first Sigma death, I think. Junpei got a couple of deaths in 999, so this will be interesting. And it's by the character who I would have assumed. Clover and I stepped out of the AB room. For several long moments, we just stared at one another. Words weren't necessary. Everything she would have tried to tell me, I could already see in her eyes. Let's go. I turned and headed toward the results screen.
Sigma.
Sigma. I heard her behind me, her voice barely louder than a whisper. Choice was already made. I stood up straight and kept walking. Good one, Sigma. Keeping it cool. That's how you do it. Gasp, gasp. Well, it's all just intensity. Betray, ally. Oh, K. I hate K. Betray. Okay, Sigma's dead. And K is maybe the worst person of all time. So we now have a reason to actually fully distrust K. There was not one there before.
Please check your bracelet.
93349 -1.
What?
Sigma's BP is...
Negative.
Dio killed me. Suddenly all eyes were on me. I felt their weight but stood my ground. It was the result I had expected. I took a deep breath and closed my eyes. I didn't have to wait long. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Soparil. Oh, just a little drunk. Drunk effect in video games make the screen wavy. Surely people would like to play like this. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble. They gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor.
Sigma.
Sigma! Sigma!
Hang on.
Sigma!
Sigma. Get up.
Goodbye!
Oh
I don't want to hear it, Kay. You just like screwed over Tenmuji for no reason. Trying to open my eyelids was like trying to lift sheets of lead. My eyes had lost the ability to focus, but I could make out a blur that I had to be a Dio in front of the number 9 door. Damn it. You'll keep your promise, goddammit. I groaned and with a Herculean effort lifted my head and then my sluggish body off the floor. Every step was a battle, and whenever I shifted my weight, my muscles threatened to give out again. But somehow I forced myself ahead, a single thought burning in my mind. I would reach Dio. And at last. No! Jump scare? The smudge of color faded into a recognizable person. I threw out my hand in front of him. Give it back. Give the medicine back.
It's yours? Are we supposed to share everything we find here?
I don't care. Just hand me the medicine.
What are you talking about?
We found the Excelivir in the laboratory.
Dio stole it.
What?
You mean he has it
He's had it the whole time. Kill him.
now?
Yeah.
Death penalty.
So?
I kept my promise. Now you... I wasn't a fool. I knew the kind of person Dio was. There was a chance he wouldn't give us back the Excelivir. He didn't, then I died with my hands around his throat. I gathered as much of my mind as I could and got ready to attack.
Fine.
Not quite what I'd been expecting.
Here.
With a shrug, he pulled the vial out of his pocket and tossed it toward me. I caught it and pulled the tiny glass bottle to my chest, worried I might drop it. Well, you know, I think there's a fair worry there. The label said unmistakably Excelivir. It was the real thing. Clover, take it. I held it out toward her.
Right, of course.
She quickly tucked it into her pocket. Good. Now at least Quark will be alright. With that, the last of my strength left me, and I dropped to my knees.
Sigma, are you okay?
I don't think so.
Sigma!
I guess this is it. Oh, man. Oh, we still got a few minutes to hang out, I guess. If anybody has any final words to say to Sigma before he dies, now would be your time to get them in. Because Sigma's last words are about to be, I hate you, Dio. 9 minutes. Once the Soapurilla was injected, I had 9 minutes until the muscle relaxant followed it. About 4 minutes, excuse me, had already passed, which left me with 5, give or take a little. In 5 minutes, I would be dead. What could I do in 5 minutes? How could I save myself? Gave a raspy, quiet laugh, even with death staring me in the face. I seemed to be determined to struggle right up until the very end. Hey, Sigma, you can do this? Clinging desperately to what little consciousness I had left, I racked my brain for any possible solutions. How could I save myself? How? There had to be something. Every problem, no matter how difficult, has a solution. There's always another option. Hopelessness is a state of mind. I just had to think. Think. If there's a way out, I'd find it. I wasn't ready to give up on life yet. There had to be an answer. Just like outthink the virus, it's that easy. You got poison injected into your... To be continued does just like imply that he does think of a way out of it. That's a little insane, because we did not just see Sigma die. He really does just like manifest his own life back into existence. That's pretty impressive, Sigma. I gotta be honest. Oh, we've got a lot more routes open. And here's, I believe, the medicine, where the medicine is now open. What was this? Is there proof it wasn't a murder? We can see who it was. It's Dio. That's gotta be why. Dio's the murderer. I know who did it. It's Dio. Because he killed me. He's the only one here fully willing to kill. I don't think Kay is willing to kill, but he's a lot more willing to betray than I thought he was. Which makes this all so much more concerning. I feel like this game has made it a lot more, a lot simpler to trust people. Versus 999, where 999 had very clear people where it was like, okay, I am wary about you the whole entire game. I feel like this game has a lot less of that and leads you to specifically distrusting specific people at different moments. Those infected by Radical 6 develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. Suddenly, Clover moved. I leapt forward and clapped my hand around her waist.
What are you doing?
Clover listened to me. Alice wasn't killed. Nobody murdered her. She took her own life.
What?
Yeah. I know how Radical 6 works.
No way she'd do that.
I thought we'd hopped into the other ending. It's true, she stabbed herself in the heart with the scalpel.
Where'd she get the scalpel then?
Well,
I did hear someone come into the infirmary right after the AB game ended.
really need to put some child safety locks on these kinds of things.
Yes, I got up to see who it was, but they were already gone.
Made it quick work, just in case for later.
Could have been Alice.
Maybe she was thinking about it. Maybe it's a slow build with the virus still.
Yes, I think so.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
This is all a lie. It has to be.
I just don't think it is. Either way, this ending, Alice dead, Clover
Why would Alice
trying to figure out how to do it. She probably didn't have a reason. She'd been infected with Radical 6, that's what killed her.
just said she killed herself? Just tell me the truth. Then
I am?
Your 10 seconds ran out a long time ago.
Uh-oh.
You don't have any proof.
Clover's about to make us nostalgic of 999. I do, I have proof. There was a journal in the lab, wasn't there, Kay? Show it to me.
Journal?
It would have been in the safe.
Well, Alice would have it then.
Oh, that's awkward. Fine, can you? I don't feel right touching a dead woman's body. Could you take a look?
Sure.
Maybe you'll feel a little bit better. Her hands barely shook as she quickly searched through Alice's clothing. It was only seconds before she stopped, slowly and carefully drew something out. There it was, the journal. Fi turned to hand it to me, but I shook my head. You read it. It's in Latin, I can't make heads or tails of it. She cocked an eyebrow at me and flipped the small book open. When she looked back up at me, it was with both suspicion and surprise.
Yeah, it is Latin, but translating this is impossible.
Why is she surprised? We've already had the
Words
talk.
I've never heard before.
Page 216. Turn it to page 216. Should be able to read that one. Phi's frown deepened, but she did as I'd suggested. I watched her eyes quickly scan the page before looking up at me with renewed suspicion.
Yeah, I can read this page.
Incredible work, good job.
How did you know? No, wait. How did you even know there was a journal in the lab?
We don't have to bring that up here, Phi. We can talk about it later. She's pogging.
You
I just knew.
Come on.
Call it a premonition. Is that so bad? Just read it. Clover wants to hear what it has to say, right?
Yeah. Right. Give me a moment to look it over.
Right. Hopefully take less than 10 seconds. After a few moments of whispering to herself in Latin, Phi began to translate, paraphrasing the contents of the journal. Radical 6 reduces the processing speed of the brain by a factor of the root of 1/6. One of the symptoms of Radical 6 infection is an overwhelming urge to commit suicide. We've seen this before. We don't need to read this again.
Oh Lord, please. Let their future be a bright one.
It's not. Neither is mine. Phi shut the journal with a soft slap. Right? Let's all look around the room together. Let's look under the bed. There's no reason to do so, but I just feel like it. A sickly silence drifted through the room. The newspaper article recording the conversation with Tim Yoji and now this journal entry. There's no more hiding from the truth. The pandemic had already happened. Billions. 6 billion people dead. All of Clover's rage suddenly dissipated, and she collapsed to the floor, tears pouring down her face. None of us had the heart to say anything, and for several long moments the only sound in the room was Clover's sobs. Oh. The end? I assume? No?
We've got a problem.
And what's that? You have
It's almost time
Excelivir?
for the primary doors to open.
Yeah, only 10 minutes left.
Sorry, but I'll be taking Alice's bracelet.
No, you won't.
Phi and I won't be able to open the secondary door without it.
So she was a magenta pair, just like me.
Right.
Just now noticed that, did ya?
As he spoke, Dio grabbed the bracelet off the floor and dropped it into his pocket.
What color is your bracelet, Luna?
I'm a cyan pair.
Cyan
You
pair?
are part of Clover's pair, then. That means the two of you will need to come with me.
I guess so. Come on now, Clover.
I don't think she wants to go anywhere.
Alice would want you to survive, wouldn't she? You'll never be
But
able
I
to
don't
figure out why all
wanna.
this
I've got
happened.
Radical 6 too.
Please.
Oh, the music.
You're right. Alice, I promise I'll find out what happened to you.
Does this continue like this? With Alice being dead?
Figure out who Zero
What's crazy about this
is.
game too is 999 had like a couple of just filler characters, like at least one, that you didn't mind if they died, and they killed Snake off pretty early too.
I mean, if
This
you
game
really
takes a
wanted
long
to,
time before somebody dies, and like the people that do die, you kind of don't want them to die. This never would have happened.
So it's like Zero killed you.
What happened exactly? Figure out who Zero really. Oh,
I promise.
how does this keep happening to Clover? I kind of like don't feel good for her at all. Clover stood up and rubbed her hands roughly over her eyes, smearing tears across her cheeks. Then with a determined frown, she strode out of the room. This continues, then.
All right,
We've
we're out of
unlocked
time.
enough to go on.
Move, people.
You guys head on down to the Floor B warehouse. We'll catch
Okay.
up later.
Right, Quark's got the yellow bracelet, which makes him your partner, right?
Not exactly leaving behind.
It's weird hopping back to areas where, like, they know less, too. Yeah, let's go. We'll see the rest of you once we've picked up Quark.
Very well. Until we meet again.
And Quark's still got Radical 6 in this one. We haven't cured him yet. I think. Although I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, oh, he also went ahead and kicked the bucket while we were all gone. Infirmary. Okay. Oh, he's here.
You're awake.
Yeah, I just woke up.
Oh, no, we did give him the stuff.
Where's everybody else?
Oh God, Quark.
Tenmyoji's entire body shook with emotion as he got closer to him. He cautiously laid a trembling hand on the boy's shoulder, almost as if he were afraid Quark would disappear in a puff of smoke the moment he was touched. When Quark proved to indeed be corporeal, Tenmyoji let out a cry and threw his arms around him, getting hit with the weird words.
What's wrong? Are you okay, Grandpa?
It's nothing.
I don't think he is.
Nothing's wrong.
He's all good. No problems.
I'm fine.
At all.
But
Quark gave him a puzzled look. Tenmyoji didn't even notice. His face was a mixture of happiness and relief. I could see tears twinkling from the wrinkled corners of his eyes. All traces of his usual gruff stoicism had vanished. I didn't want to interrupt such a happy reunion, but we were running out of time. Still, Tenmyoji deserved a few minutes. I left them alone. That's nice. Sigma's nice. At last, Tenmyoji seemed to recover and shifted from an embrace to a protective arm around the shoulder.
So, how are you feeling?
Do you still want to, like, kill yourself, or is that past?
well, okay, I guess.
Oh, we're all good? It actually
Was I
worked?
sick or something?
Just a little bit.
No, you're not sick. If you feel
You're
fine,
radical.
then
That's
you're
what we
fine.
go by here. Not sick.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I should never have gotten you.
We're a
involved
radical
in this.
kind of crowd.
What are you apologizing for?
Never got him involved.
Sorry.
Okay, Tenmyoji knows for sure.
Doing it again. Are you sure you're okay?
Sorry. It's a condition. My bad.
So, where's everybody else? Mr. Sigma's here.
We gotta go.
He's just been standing there looking kind of silly.
That's kind of what I do for most of the game. Why are you just now, like, picking on me for it? I gave him a nervous smile and explained about the white doors. I got the feeling Tenmyoji didn't want Quark to know about Radical 6, so I avoided any mention of it. Alice's death was something I also left for later.
Okay, that makes sense.
It might be good to leave it for, you
means
know,
I'm on a
after
team
things
too,
have settled
then,
down a
right?
little bit.
Right.
So, these white doors. When are they gonna open?
They're already, like, a few minutes. We've got about 4 minutes until the primary doors open.
That's not good.
We gotta
We
go.
need to hurry. Come on. How do we get to the Floor B warehouse?
Okay, we're going.
Fine. We can go to the Walmart and get a Lego set. Because you're 10. But instead, you have to go to a warehouse and try to not die. It's a little less fun than the Walmart for a Lego set. I apologize. The awkward silence of the elevator, always a huge part of this game. I need to have a list of things, just like fun facts. Did you know that the state flower of Texas is the blue bonnet? They line some of the highways throughout Texas, and if you step on them, you get arrested. People love their blue bonnets here. Make sure to catch a whiff if you ever stop by. Maybe not. I don't think that has
The
potential.
lab doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until.
Yep.
You're late. Where the hell have you
Thank
been?
you.
Quark?
Awkward.
And fully recovered.
The return
apparently.
of the king.
I am also relieved to see you well again.
I don't want to hear it, Kay.
too.
I hate you now.
Wait a minute.
You're down there with Dio. Dio's number 9, you're number 8.
What are you talking about?
Luna's probably number 7. I looked out at the others from behind Quark and held a warning finger up to my lips. There were a few momentarily raised eyebrows and some nervous coughing as everyone suddenly fell silent.
Huh?
From Quark's perspective, it must seem especially odd.
Anyway,
Er,
there's no time left. We need to hurry.
But there are 3 doors.
right. Which team goes in which
All
door?
the doors are identical for this round. I believe it doesn't matter which team uses which door.
Oh.
Then we're taking the one in the middle.
Why that one?
You want a kill shot, you aim for the center.
Oh, okay. Circus
You're more
man.
likely to just miss the extremities.
What if the extremities are the cool
was
stuff?
Slightly disturbing. Unfortunately, I don't really have a counter argument, so
Let's go.
Suppose we could go with the one on the left. Is that okay?
That means we're getting the one on the right.
We could go with the other one if you want.
Take the one on the left. Well, there's only one left.
any objections?
Nope.
All right, let's move.
We actually are just continuing on with the dead Alice. That means we have to pass around her bracelet as stuff goes
It's
on.
gonna close.
I know.
The soundtrack in this game feels like oddly old school to me. It's kind of weird.
time we were going as well.
Right?
Right. Sure.
Okay. Well, I guess we're about to just actually do a puzzle. Come on, guys. There's no time to waste.
Let's go.
2, 1,
1.
0.
Oh, the guy.
Automatic doors.
Chromatic doors closing. They made 0, 2. Aren't we on 0, 3? I can't remember. Beep, 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 beep. Director's office. Oh, well, that was a little more. This one feels a lot more 999 coded than any other room we've been in. It's a little more disturbing. I've kind of forgotten how weird 999 rooms were. They made like no sense.
It said director's office on the door.
Are we about to see a dead guy on the floor? So this might be Zero Senior's office.
Or maybe not.
Well, which is it?
Why the hell would I know?
Got a Nintendo Switch back there?
We should look around. If this really is Zero Senior's room,
I would sure hope so.
clues.
And also, seeing as how it's a, you know, escape room, I would hope that there's clues. You got a point? Let's get started then. I think we might go ahead. We'll do this one. It has been like 2 hours, but I'll complete this puzzle before I end things. However, we will not do any of the narrative stuff after this puzzle. So we'll just do this one, I think. Unless, you know how I am. Sometimes I change my mind. A balloon, you want a Quark? I don't need a balloon. I'm not a kid. Really? How old are you? I'm 20. No way. Gotcha. Honestly, they could have pulled out like Quark being 20 as a plot point and I wouldn't have even been shocked. It's some disease. I checked it out earlier, but I think it's just a business card holder. A business card holder, yeah. It's a file where you put business cards. They've got all these weird shapes on the back. I think maybe if you line them up in a particular way, you'll get some sort of hint. Place the business cards in the correct order. By clicking one business card and then the other, you can swap positions. Well, I guess we can give it a shot. How am I supposed to know what goes where? I guess we can do alphabetical. Carol, Chris, Ellen, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, Bob. Where's Joe? We have John, Bob. Oh, okay, never mind. I understand now. So obviously it's a puzzle, so we start with the corner pieces first. Never mind, there's not that many corner pieces. That is not how that works. Is it a bunny? Maybe it's supposed to be 0? I don't think so. Well, we've got this, which I assume means that it should be right there. So we have to find the piece that at least lines up with it. Like that. We can't... Maybe Michael? Does that line... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Ian? Well, that's... What? Am I stupid? Carol, Bob, Ann. We moved it. The bottom left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? Is it bugged? Michael? Doesn't change. Carol? That changes. That changes just fine. What's happening? Why isn't this one moving? If we move John to Sophie, does this change? Maybe, oh, maybe you can't do anything with that one? Ian to Sophie? That does change. Sophie to Ian. What is it above there now? No, it doesn't. It's both the left ones? I don't understand. We'll have to do this later. I don't get it. Maybe you don't have enough information. I agree. Keyhole? It's not opening. Is it locked? Yeah, looks like it. I don't see anything that looks like a keyhole, though. There's this diamond-shaped hole in the middle. Do you think we're supposed to stick something in there? Oh, there's the lion eating the sun. Well, what do we have here? Haven't seen the computer this old in a while. There's something on the screen. Is that a lion eating a hamburger? I really don't think so. I think the lion's got 2 heads. Looks like a monster from Greek myth or something. It looks like it's asking for an ID and password underneath the lion. Why would you just know this? The keyboard doesn't seem to be working, though. Guess we can't enter anything, then. Maybe we need a flash drive. Might as well leave it alone. I agree. We can't click on the computer itself. What do we have here? It's got a little eyeball. It's kind of cute. One of the training machines you see on late night infomercials, I think it's a facial recognition device. Put your hands on either side and hold your face in front of that lens. And it checks your face against whatever it's got in its database. Huh, how'd you know that? I'm in the salvage business. Every so often one of these babies shows up. Doesn't look like it's turned on. Nothing happens when I put my face in front of it. There's something to the right of the lens over there that looks an awful lot like a keyhole. If we had a key for it, you think maybe we could turn it on? I assume so. Good guess. The globe. What do we have? The globe. Doesn't it look kind of weird? I think somebody glued a piece of paper to it. Let's see if we can get it off then. What do we got? World map. Oh, we got more. Okay. More of those. That's a very 999 puzzle, I bet, too. Screen built into the credenza. What is that? Credenza. There's something on it. Starting up, please wait. What is it starting? Beats me. Oh, money says that just means it won't do squat if you mess with it right now. How about you go have a look at something else? Oh, that just opened. Now this is brandy. Fier Parents 200-year-old reserve. You can tell that just by looking at it. I can smell it. That's some nose you've got there. Just let me have a taste. I don't think so. I can be so cruel. Expensive brandy. Interesting puzzle-shaped bottle. This is good stuff right here. You already told me that? Oh, did I? Yeah, 200 years is pretty impressive, though. Yes, yes, it is. And again, it's even older than that by now. Maybe it's gone bad. It's probably just like water now. I should drink. Oh, I appreciate it, Sigma. Thank you. Let's go to this side and maybe grab the green plate. Oh, well, putting the expensive brandy on the coaster didn't seem to do anything. Laser beam just went right through it. What the hell do you think you're doing? If you keep frying it with that laser, you're gonna ruin the brandy. Pull it out there right now. Sorry, my bad. I didn't know. I didn't know that it was sensitive like that. You should have told me. I thought it was the strong stuff. Oh, we got more? This is cheap brandy. Alcohol this bad shouldn't even exist. So I think it's best if I dispose of it safely with my I'll be taking that. Cheap brandy. Examine. Zero Senior must be a real tightwad if he's talking this cheap stuff. Might as well be water. It's really that bad? Well, I'll admit I can't be sure. It's hard to really judge a brandy until you taste it, so... No. It's consistent. Examine. It looks like a tablet. Does it work? No, there's an empty slot on the back. So it doesn't have a battery? Guess not. Then maybe if we can find a battery, we might be able to turn it on. Oh, this was back whenever you could switch batteries and things. A bookshelf, there's some paints inside of it. So maybe this one goes over here. I tried putting the good old brandy on the coaster, but it didn't. I guess we can like leave that there for now, right? Oh, this has to be for the cards, right? I would assume so anyway. Oh, okay. We are doing something with the books. I think these are philosophy books. Stuff in there is pretty sophisticated. I'm amazed you could get that far. I flipped the first one open and my brain just said, screw this, I'm out. Historical Adventure. Historical Adventure Saga. There are 3 volumes. In literature, this looks like a collection of literary analyses. Do you think it has any hints to help us get out of here? If it does, we're screwed. I think we'd starve to death before we got through all 4 of those tomes. Literary analyses? I could read some of that. I'm a fan. Oh, more paint? There's red paint on the wall. It looks like there's an outlet right next to it. Why would somebody put an outlet this high up? It's probably not an electrical outlet. What is this then? I think you're supposed to insert something into it. Maybe we like hang a deer head up there or something? Let's not ignore the knight. Maybe he's got brandy for a head, a suit of armor. It's not really a full suit of armor, is it? I mean, it's missing the helmet. So what would we call it? I'm not sure. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it a suit of armor, alright? Suit yourself. No. Anyway, it's got some red paint on the head and shoulder. Are you sure it's paint? It could be blood. Hey, don't say stuff like that. Being in a room with a headless suit of armor is creepy enough. Oh, wait till you hear what happened to Alice, Quark. You're not gonna like that. Alice's suit of armor, I think it's got something in each of its hands. A short spear and a slingshot. Oh, things are about to get fun. I suppose that this is supposed to line up for the business cards, but I have no idea yet. It's one of those vacuuming robots you see on the TV. You got me, it looks like a machine of some sort. Well, as it turned on, it's kind of funny that they thought by 2028 the Roombas would still be rare. Let's see. Nope, no luck. Nothing. Might as well give up. Let's go look at something else. We can always come back to it later, right? I agree. I guess we have the spear, so we can poke the balloon now. It's a balloon in the middle of the... There's a balloon. Okay, never mind. Maybe we can throw the spear through the slingshot at the balloon. Cannot combine the items. Okay, never mind. My bad. Large wooden credenza. Can I put the brandy on the brandy slot? How do we feel about it? It does block. Okay. Laser beams bending all around inside the bottle. It made a parallelogram. Still no clue what to make of it. So the brandy equals parallelogram. What do we have for the business card? So we had like a free air parent. That is not any of the names. Are any of these a parallelogram? I don't think so. Probably don't have enough information. I need to find more clues. I agree. Do we have anything with a battery in it? No, I don't think so. Do we have anything that we could potentially use? Oh, I didn't even see this. This save is really big. Got to be like $100 billion in there. You're such a kid. Maybe they're just hiding something they really don't want people to see, like some videos. I'm not sure I like the way you said that. Let's just open it and find out. I don't think so. See? Is it locked? Yeah. There's a circular input panel on top of the handle. It looks like one of the pressure exchange chambers door. So if we just do the same thing we did then, when you click the yellow guide ring, other rings will appear at the points you can draw lines to. Repeat the process, however. Let's do it. Okay, so we have the map already for this. Let me remove Phi's face, her portrait, and let me pull up the world map. So, if we just draw on this, we have white to blue, orange, we have green to pink. That has an eye, and then we have purple to yellow, and then we have, I guess that's black. So from here we've got blue to white. Blue needs to go to white. Purple to red. Is purple at the bottom? Yeah. So you should just be able to go here. Memo. Yellow. Wait, am I stupid? Purple is to yellow. Purple to yellow. So that does need to get all the way around. Red. Or pink. Green to pink. Okay, I confused myself with how I labeled this. You need to make it... What's the, blue to white? Oh, we need to retry. So blue to white means that this should probably go this way. That would probably block off the least. Red to green can probably go that way. So this needs to go through here. Purple to yellow. And then we can do it like this. And then pink to green. There we are. First try, a lot easier than the last one, right? You did it. Nice work. Very impressive. Let's have a look inside. $100 billion videos. I just don't like how Tenmyoji gets excited for these kinds of things. A deer head. It's shocking. I don't know why they'd want you to hide that. Sorry, guys. Looks like all we got is a... Can I ask if you found out what the white glue paste is? Isn't that... Okay. So... You did finish, you finished the whole last VOD, right? And yes, we do know what Sigma was pointing to now. He does not do the protruded finger anymore. Because I think our suspicions have just been confirmed from earlier. The white glue paste, as you like to call it, is the main theory that we have right now is Luna's theory, where she said that Sigma's a robot. So it's probably a fluid that is replicating blood, but we don't know for sure yet. Luna might just be making stuff up. I have no clue. That is yet to be determined. You know I can't say the no word. Oh, that's fair. YouTube would probably remove it. But we all get it. Maybe a little bit of Shinji beginning Evangelion. Why couldn't it be blue or something, or black? Literally anything else. It would look kind of scary. I think it would be too scary if it was black, because then it would have more like Signalis stuff leaking out of people's faces vibes. I feel like black blood would be neat. Do you think so? I actually think it would just be like creepy. It would be like a mold monster inside of Sigma. Ugh. Or maybe you could be like, oh, it's just oil. But they actually did frame that hand like it was like the beginning of the end of Evangelion. It's insane. They had to have known. It's like whenever people were spreading those memes around of like, hey, look at what happens in China because they censor the blood and then make it white. Oh, look, there just two guys laying there covered in a mysterious white paste. What could it be? I don't know. Looks like all we've got is a binder and a deer. So a bind deer? What the hell is this? Is Zero just making fun of us? The deer's looking at me, Grandpa. Buck up. It's just a fake. Alright, so there's a binder in the safe. It's got 2 pieces of paper in it. Okay. Well, we got more instructions. Go ahead, slowly close the door. We don't need any urgency here. Let's put the deer head on the thing. Looks like you were right. Buck. But I can't really see. That's a little... Did they have to like make it impossible to tell what it was? It's an E. An E? Is this a... Well, I don't think that's supposed... That doesn't really line up well, does it? There's an E and a L and a parallelogram. I guess a P. A P-E. P-E-H would maybe be my guess. I'm really unsure. What do we have in the notes? Arc, business cards. Bob, Chris, John, Tony, Ian, Michael. The women are requesting the Oh, this is gonna suck. Okay. Place the cards. So we have... What did we have? Bob. Let me go ahead and clear this up. Yes. So... Bob... Oops. What are you oopsing for? What'd you do? Chris. John. Blink once if your name is on screen. Is somebody's name here? Is your name Michael by chance? Not to dox. I don't want to dox anybody. Are you Michael? Oh, for the potential. I get it better. Sorry, I'm a little slow mentally. We'll just call him Mike. Is your name Mike by chance? You give off big Mike vibes, Jury. Okay. So now we can put those in order now. Bob, Chris. So we need Bob up here. Bob, Chris, John. Memo, Tony, Ian, Mike. Tony. Oh, no, I messed it up. Oops. Bob, Chris, John, Tony. It's this button. Ian, Mike. Okay. Now we can arc it. And Carol likes being on the left. Anne prefers to be near Bob. So, let's say... Oh, I guess... Oh, wait. We can do this on... Oh, wait, I'm stupid. Hold on. I can do this on top. So, Carol likes being on the left. Ellen would like to be above Anne. So, Anne wants to be near Bob. But how can Carol be above Anne if she wants to be near Bob? You're being difficult, Carol. Can you just be to the right of Anne? Would that be so bad? Anne prefers to... Ellen would like to be above Anne. Sophie likes to be on the very right. Kate likes to be next to Michael. So if we have... Let's say for now, Kate is here. Kate. Sophie likes to be on the very right, and Sophie is here. Ellen would like to be above Anne. So Anne has to be here. Maybe it doesn't mean directly above, but like above as in the row closest to the board. Ellen would like to be above Anne. Oh wait, in which case this needs to... No, just erase. In which case, this needs to be E. This needs to be A. Carol likes to be on the left. Does that mean the very left? I assume the very left. So that needs to be like that. So, let's go back to you. Not retry. Ellen will be at the top. Ellen and Sophie. Ellen, Sophie. Memo. Carol will be... here, Kate here, Tony here, and here. So Lola will be in the middle. Nobody wrote anything about Lola. I guess she's just cool with whatever. Thank you for not being difficult, Lola. I think this is right. Then let's look at the other side. Maybe the shapes look like something now. Okay, let's have a look at the back of the business cards. Book 334. Book 334. What does that mean? Well, a book is a bunch of pieces of paper that are bound together with I know what a book is. Thank you, Quark. You're a very intelligent young man. We're learning a lot from you. So we have 2 books. So 334, it will be philosophy, history, and then literature. So I assume it'll actually be history, then philosophy, and then literature. Just because I'm pretty sure philosophy, then history, then literature is what we did initially. Hold on, I was accidentally about to click out of stream again. Let me accidentally end stream as I'm nearing the end of the puzzle. That would be horribly anticlimactic. H. So that is H. H-E-L-P. Help. Well, why didn't you ask sooner? We know what the password is, but now I'm just stuck because where are you going, Sigma? That's the door we came through. You do know that, right? I'm aware. So we have help. Can we... No idea what this thing is. Might as well leave it alone for now. I guess it activates later. Can we do anything with the battery? In the old computer, the keyboard doesn't seem to work, so we can't do anything with it. Might as well leave it alone for now. Okay. Can we stab it? Maybe use a slingshot with it? Examine a slingshot. Not the most impressive weapon, but it's simple as hell and it won't jam like a gun. Tim Mioji's been caught with a slingshot for sure. Maybe we can just like shove the spear into this thing. Facial recognition device. There's a keyhole. Maybe the spear is for this actually. It is. Okay. It opened up. There's something in here. Is it a key? It is. And now we can use the facial recognition device. Unfortunately, my face is nothing to be recognized. It definitely does not know who Sigma is. Light turned on. Looks like you managed to turn it on. All right, it's on. Why don't you give it a face to look at? One of ours, yeah. That would make sense. It's not like you can give it any other faces. Take a picture. Take a picture. Say cheese. Gender mismatch. Oh, we came in with the wrong group. Gender mismatch. Maybe it's saying it needs a girl. But there's only 3 of us, and none of us are women. Maybe if we dress Quark up like a girl. Why don't you dress up then? No, just thinking about that is making me want to puke. Besides, do you see a wig or makeup or anything here? How would any of us dress up like a woman anyway? Dude, you totally want to do it. No, I don't. No. There's nothing wrong. Wait a minute, maybe? What is it? Did you have an idea? Well, it can't hurt to try. Definitely worth a shot. How long has he had that in his pocket? It looks like a piece of paper. No, it's a picture. I remember him looking at that in the infirmary. I guess it's worth a shot. Okay. Pure luck. They knew Tenmyoji would have a picture of a woman. It's part of his character. There was just more stuff back there. It's like we're in a villain's secret lair. Didn't think that would happen. I guess the recognition worked, you know? I would agree. I'm inclined to agree. So who is this girl? Stop. She's just a girl? Is that? Huh. Is she your granddaughter? Well, who is she then? Damn it, fine. You've already seen her after. It is! Akane! I've been looking for her for a long time. Junpei? No, you've got it wrong, but you carry that picture everywhere. I don't think I've ever seen you leave it somewhere. And when you don't think anybody's watching, you talk to it. I've seen you do it. It's a little weird. Didn't mark you for a hopeless romantic, Tenmyoji. Look, it's not about love. And I'm not a goddamn romantic. Okay, you don't want to talk about her. I get it. Can't believe it. Well, we got the head. And a scooter. There's a helmet on the suit of armor. There's a lever next to the chair. Why don't you pull it? What's going to happen? Come on, it's not really hard to figure out. It's going to go back into the wall. Pull the damn thing and find out. Alright. You guys should start by sitting in the chair. Oh, here I go. Why couldn't we just look at the balloon from the other angle and see the giant target on it? Use your legs a little bit. P. Battery. Yeah, we kind of just got the big reveal, I think. I think Tenmyoji is in fact actually Junpei. I got spoiled on it. Do you remember me talking about that, Jerry? Whenever I was first looking for thumbnails of this game, I was looking for or no, that was whenever I was looking for thumbnails for 999. I looked up 999 Junpei and Tenmyoji came up in those results. So whenever I first started this game, I thought Tenmyoji was Junpei, but then like as the game went on, I was like, he's not Junpei. But now I'm just pretty sure he's Junpei again. I don't know what's happening. They just casually dropped that. They know people will have been playing this game. I don't need to be looking at this right now. I can take care of it when I get back into the other room. Well, you know, I mean, this seems like a big deal. There's a P painted onto the wall in red paint. If I pull again, the chair should turn back around, whatever. Now I have a choice. Casually dropping the biggest reveal of the series. It's a little absurd. Okay, what's in the tablet? Looks like you got the tablet to turn on. Look, something showed up on the screen. Enter a 4-digit password, then press the enter key on the right. A 4-digit password? I have no idea. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Because there's letters here. Help. I've already solved this. You did it? Good work, Sigma. Take a look at the screen. Green? Oh, that's already just the password for the save. I have a feeling, okay, can I slingshot anything at the, because we just solved the, or is blue the real puzzle? I can't remember. Oh, what's over here? Is this the save? It changed. That looks like a puzzle. It's a silhouettes puzzle called a tangram. Move or rotate the triangles and squares to get the shape that you need. Pressing the rotate move button will allow you to switch between move and rotate. You rotate a piece by dragging it while in rotation mode. Dragging while movement mode will move the piece in question. I have no idea what this is. Let's give it a shot. What the? So you can like drag it all around and then you can rotate it. But what shape am I trying to make? I just heard about like this kind of thing for the first time recently, but I don't even know where to start, to be honest. So we're just gonna back out of that. This puzzle is too hard. I can feel my brain turning to mush, but is there any kind of hint anywhere? We've got the helmet, so I guess we can put that on the guy. This will for sure be like the hint. It suits him. Okay. Thank you, Tenmyoji. But I already had it solved. That was just for the help. And then here's the parallelogram. Oh, is that maybe the shape that I need to get that into? That's for sure the shape I need to get it into, right? The parallelogram? How do you turn this into a parallelogram, though? So you need it to be like a pretty large parallelogram. Anybody know how to make a parallelogram? Because I certainly don't. So it would need to be like curved on the sides, which would mean that maybe you need the square to start it off. Well, here's the here is just a smaller parallelogram. Maybe you can build everything around the parallelogram to make a bigger parallelogram. Like if I put the square right here. Oh, look at that. It's awfully parallelogram shaped. Move the triangle into formation. Looking awful parallelogrammy. Sit on a square. Oh, because it'll like flatten it out, but not completely, because that's not how that works. That looks like a trapezoid in there. Anybody here know how to make a trapezoid? We could try throwing this in here. Maybe twisting this around. And they say these games aren't hard. It's asking me to make shapes that I've never seen before in my life. Well, I've seen them plenty of times, but like never created before in my life. Hold on. It's lining up. Maybe I can I have shapes on top of each other? That would make this a lot more convenient. And then maybe we just throw that one in there. Looking good. Yeah, I don't know about that. If I have, is green the correct color? Because if green's the correct color, I'm just okay not solving that. Arc. Safe directors. Okay, we're good. I'm not doing that. I'm simply too stupid. Moon star. A moon star, check. It's easy. Okay. And then we get our cards, then we're good. It opened. Good work. It looks kind of empty this time. There's only 2 things in here. We've got the star cards. There are 2 of them. It's so funny watching an English nerd be met with math. It's not my forte, all right? It's like the opposite of my forte. And whenever it comes to like math stuff, I do need like somebody here to hold my hand. I don't know how much math you did. So if you did math, I would have taken a little bit of hand holding. I would have appreciated it. And or Cyan, I would have appreciated a nice Cyan hand to hold as well. How can Tenmyoji be Junpei but Clover looks the same, not to mention Alice too? I have no idea. I have no clue, but we've gotten like all kinds of weird time stuff. So like what if he like, oh, ooh, what if he's like from the post like Radical 6 world and he came back in time to try to stop it to like save Akane? What if? And like he's just like a super future super soldier now, and he knows Quark in the future whenever Quark is like 32. It's like a Terminator kind of thing. You guys take one and I'll take the other. We're a pair, so we only need one for the 2 of us. And the other thing is the key as usual. Now we can get out of here. Key found and safe. Great, no point sitting around. Let's go. Is that not his granddaughter? Akane? He said no. He said no to the granddaughter thing. Oh wait, hold on. I never bothered with this. Must be feeling pretty tired, Tenmyoji. All the excitement can't be easy for someone of your age. Why don't you sit down for a bit? I'm not so old. I need the likes of you worrying about me. That's so. Well, I think I'll just have a seat then. Ah, why do you scream like that? What's that? I think maybe it's an eye watching us. I don't think so. I think it's a target, like a bullseye. Yeah, you're supposed to shoot it. Shoot it with what? Okay, I'll just use the slingshot. Hold on there. Do you actually have something to fire? No, I guess I don't. What are you going to shoot at it with mind bullets? It's called telekinesis, Sigma. Anyway, I figured that it'd slip your mind like everything else. Here, I grabbed this off the floor earlier. Take it. Uncle or father? If he's a father, he's a rough father. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, he is not like in his 40s or like 30s. Quark is pretty young, you know, unless maybe Tenmyoji was having kids super late. Uncle, maybe some kind of relative, but I feel like that's just got to be Cope at this point. Maybe Junpei just aged poorly. He doesn't feel completely off from Junpei. I would believe it, right? Junpei took things relatively seriously throughout the entirety of 999, where Sigma's more of a goofball, and Tenmyoji's taken things pretty seriously throughout the Virtue's Last Reward, and Sigma's more of a goofball. If we put 2 and 2 together, and Akane, you know, why would he be carrying? And that wasn't just Akane. That was like... Oh, wait. No, I misunderstood. You were saying Akane is his granddaughter. How far in the future would this be then? Couldn't Akane actually... No, but he said not. Father? What? Oh. Huh. Never mind. I've been like trying to force my own narrative so hard that I didn't consider the other possibilities. I apologize, jury. I think that you might have a point. So father to Akane? That means maybe he knows who Junpei is, at least. Maybe they got together. But then maybe Akane ran off and like died or something? I have no idea. Maybe they got kidnapped by the government for having superpowers. And that's what like Clover's doing too. I don't know. It's all just, it's so weird at this point. It's all weird. Thanks man. I guess I don't have to use my special psychic powers after all. Aiming. 3, 2, 1, fire. Oh, this is stupid. Did they not think that I could just like see that on my own? I thought we were actually about to get something. I'm gonna open the door. And then I guess that will be the thing. I was hoping that maybe there would be a hint there, but they really messed it up. Go for it. All right, 3, 2, 1. I feel like I'm always immediately trying to shut down other ideas and then immediately being wrong. So maybe maybe I should do that less. Once we get into here, I think we'll go ahead and wrap up. It's been 2.5 hours. It's pretty. Oh, what is that? More elevator? More puzzle? Maybe? Where are we going? No, this just loops back, right? Unless we see like a... Hasn't this just been a big circle?
No.
No!
Damn it.
What's wrong?
Oh, wait. I'll continue just a little bit.
Something in the director's office.
What was it?
Oh, the picture.
Ugh, how could I forget it?
Just go back. Let's set it down after using the thing.
Going back. You two going ahead to the warehouse.
All
I
right.
want to come with you.
Me too.
That's fine. Why don't you head back to the warehouse, Sigma? The others are probably already.
They are probably already waiting, and they would. All right. I'll see you two later then.
Bye, Mr. Sigma.
Mr. Sigma. That's what I'm gonna go by. Watch them jog off toward the blue door. Once we get into the warehouse, then we'll wrap it up. And then they were gone. Forever? Guess I should be getting back then? Let's get through the walking 300 miles to the warehouse. I'm kind of curious what the secret message will be this time. 3 milkmen stand up as the 9th lion eats the sun. Oh, the warehouse is like on the whole other side of the map. Floor A doesn't mean that means we went back up all the way. Wasn't there two big warehouses? Why did we go all the way back up? Okay. Well, stepped into the warehouse. Very cool stuff. Wait, we just got the... I'll do the AB game. There's no harm in doing the AB game. Kay and Luna, Fi and Clover, and Dio. Does anybody mind if I do the AB game? I don't think you do. The moment Dio spotted me, he dashed over to the rightmost AB room, slid his card through the reader. Ambidex room. Star. That's awkward. I hate that guy.
An ambidex gate.
Oh, wait. Didn't we... is this the one where we died? I can't remember. 2 milkmen go comedy. As he turned to look at me, I swore I saw a flash of a smug grin. What's that guy's problem?
This time I waited for you to get back before I opened.
Oh, no. This is later. Okay.
See? I can be considerate.
I just want to, like, hit you hard. But Tenmyoji and Quark aren't here.
Where are they?
I guess they forgot something back in the room we found. They ran back to grab it real quick.
No big deal.
It is. We could all just like wait for each other. Although it does kind of like speed up the process a little bit for them, so maybe it can be like conceived or contrived into being considerate. While we waited, we exchanged information about the rooms we investigated. Fortunately, none of it seemed very useful. None of us had found anything, and we were no closer to unraveling any of the increasing number of mysteries we were faced with. With that discussion exhausted, we sat down to wait. Ellipses. Before long, 20 minutes had passed since Dio opened the door, and Tenmyoji and Quark were nowhere in sight.
Don't you think they're taking a little long?
Kind of a little very long. I wonder if Quark has gotten back into it, or if Tenmyoji went back into it. I'll go have a look. No, I'll be fine by myself. It's not that far away.
Into the abyss too long.
Uh-oh.
Might become a monster.
So true, Clover. I've looked into the abyss. That's, I don't think, okay. Well, I'm just going to the director's office. I'll be alright, no big deal. See you guys later. I gave a quick goodbye wave and stepped out of the warehouse. Floor A. Sigma will, or not Sigma, Tenmyoji will have sat Quark down as he tells all kinds of funny stories about Akane and why he's looking for her. It'll actually be a very sweet situation. Tenmyoji will have like a robe on and a little sleeping cap, and Quark will have milk and cookies on the floor. It'll be a very comfortable thing. Go ahead. Director's office. We can finally see what they're doing. Somebody's dead for sure. Just like undoubtedly. Oh, maybe they got lost. I don't know how you get lost in a director's office. Check the seat. That's odd. There's nobody here. Picture's gone though. Tenmyoji and Quark must have been here then. I laid out the floor B map. They must have taken the door that faces the warehouse. After that, they probably went through the warehouse and out the blue door to the elevator. That's a much shorter route. On the other hand, I came through the red door, which is kind of a long way around. Looks like we managed to miss each other perfectly. Well, this was a huge waste of time. Shoot, might as well head back, I suppose. I packed up the map and was headed toward the door when there was a light on where there hadn't been a light before. Is that a teleporter? We messed with it earlier, but nothing seemed to work. I felt a sudden wave. Do they get beamed up to space? What if we actually end up on Mars? A nauseating dread, the light stared at me. I swallowed and edged toward it. I was so lost, gonna spin the stream going left to right again. I will say, maybe you want to skip the RE1 VOD. I was so lost, gonna spin the stream going left to right again. I mean, that's part of the fun, I think. Like I said in the stream VOD comments, is that like a lot of the fun of finding the... Why is there like flushed faces? A lot of the fun of like Resident Evil 1 and like similar games like it is watching people figure out how to piece things together and explore it. I doubt it could have been that bad. I'm sure you made some progress. I was seeing the flushed faces. The machine was in arm's reach now. That's why we keep the hearts and stuff on. But I bet you probably made some progress, and then maybe you got more comfortable with the controls too. And then that should make the stream fun enough. And also just the general commentary and stuff. Hopefully there were, did the amount of just like weird commentary in chat slow down? I felt actually like embarrassed. I was like, oh, this is the game that I recommended, and this is the kind of chatters that it's pulling in. I was like, man, what have I done? I stretched my hand out toward it slowly. George Washington?
You finally made it.
Yeah. You're... Oh! Zero's not one of us.
I was the one who brought...
Well, he's wearing a pretty similar outfit to, it was like two Toms. It was kind of funny how it was different from the Signalis gamers. I did not know that the Resident Evil gamers could be like that. Especially since, like, all the Resident Evil chatters that I've had have all been chill. That's Zero, apparently. Yeah, some random old guy that we've never seen before.
Have as many questions for me as there are stars.
Does the voice sound familiar? It sounds kind of like Ace, doesn't it? It's probably Ace.
As you can see, however, this is
Lion.
a recording.
Lion with... Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, in the lion eating the sun, it's literally just Ace, and he's like a head of the pharmaceuticals guy. I thought Zero was the jury rabbit. No, the jury rabbit's just the AI. The jury rabbit does not have a mind of its own. That's all Ace. It's all been leading up to Ace. I can't believe that. I don't know if that's overwhelming or underwhelming. I kind of just don't... This is not what I was ready for. Why'd they even let Ace just go right back to it? That's bizarre. Zion, man. However, this is only a recording.
Unable to directly answer any questions. Ask if you wish, but I cannot respond.
Man. I considered taking a swing at him, but decided that was a spectacularly futile and kept my bald fist at my side. Ace looks like he slimmed down. Yeah, it does not look like age has treated him very well. Also, what happened to his eye? Maybe, oh, what if that's a machine to help him with his prosopagnosia or whatever it's called? Prosopagnosia? Where he can't, like, recognize faces or whatever?
But unfortunately,
He's a lot less like broad and stuff, and he is wearing goofy stuff. Maybe you're not a criminal. We could debate about it if we wanted to.
The information I can provide is also limited. I have chosen two things of great importance.
What could possibly be important?
First, I will tell you about termites.
What do they have to do with this? Are they gonna be eating wood?
I imagine you look rather bewildered right now.
Yeah, he's sitting there giggling like, I bet the look on your face is really stupid right now. Sure wish I could see it. He's sitting there with his iPad looking at the cameras in the warehouse.
The person who kidnapped you and threatened you with death is lecturing you about insects.
Yet to be proven, man.
I suspect it hardly seems fair. Nonetheless.
Nonetheless.
Important. In a way, it will determine your fate. So I ask that you listen carefully.
I am. I'm not even talking. This is the least yapping I've... Oh, why does it look kind of gross? I mean, I've seen them before, but I feel like the way that it's depicted here looks more like a flesh beast than a bunch of dirt.
Termites are natural architects.
I didn't know that we'd be getting a whole yapping session from the Zero himself. I thought we were just gonna play the AB game.
Are they following some sort of
Oh, this is why you should end stream whenever you say you're going to.
detailing which room goes where?
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're a real genius. You put it all together on your own.
An oblivious cog in a tremendous
Or we're all cogs.
by millions of years of termite DNA.
Oh, Ace is like, you have no free will. You will play my game.
Has any idea what its contributions are helping?
I suppose nobody has free will in a world where Sigma exists, technically.
We can appreciate the elegant forms of
They're alien cathedrals.
We can see the simple beauty of their perfect.
People talk like this. There's definitely somebody out there that has gone to a zoo and then seen the termite mound and gone, oh, the beauty of the alien cathedral as the termites emerge from their devious den, tearing down the wood around them to provide sustenance for their queen. We can't understand their foreign culture. It has been programmed into them since the beginning of time. They emerged from the primordial soup only having the goal of building that mound. Us, however, us humans, we emerged and we built bricks and threw them at things and built things with those bricks covered in the blood from the deer that we have slaughtered.
Now, consider humans.
Uh-huh.
Why are we alive?
Well, termites?
Why do we love and give birth? Why do we create?
It's just sweet, isn't it?
Cultures spring.
It's sweet to love.
Centuries, but no one
Happened to be a pretty cool process.
We are oblivious cogs in a
Oblivious cogs. Okay, we're just like termites.
tremendous of years.
Never mind.
No doubt you see now what this analogy is supposed to illustrate.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I mean to say humans.
You really didn't have to go through all that. I kind of got the idea, I think. I have a little bit of like literacy in my head.
Trudge through our lives with no greater understanding of our ultimate
So,
goal.
like, pretentious. I understand that you're trying to kill humanity and maybe like pretentiousness comes with that, but I wish we could maybe tone it down. People would respect your cause a little bit more, I think.
Might look to such an intelligence.
Hmm.
Be building some structure so perfect and elegant.
We are perfect on accident.
Whatever it is, we've likely been building it on a dimension just above the ones
What?
since time immemorial.
You're just a guy that was trying to like
If we are like
kill
the
kids.
termites, then what we've created is almost certainly something of
So we're in Ace's game. Ace had a game, and then Akane Santa had a game, and then now Ace has another game.
or have you.
Which means maybe the next game will have Ace inside of the game again. Unless we actually kill him this time.
That's enough on that subject, I think.
How does the next game even happen?
Consider what I've
Doesn't like humanity literally fall apart? At this point I'm just beyond lost. About the lore of everything.
Let's move on to the second topic. It is somewhat more immediately meaningful to your life, and in fact, the
Ugh.
lives of several billion other people.
Yeah. Throw bricks at them, I get it.
Rather sudden, but I have a password for you.
Oh, I
It's the
appreciate it.
Password to disarm the bomb, numbered 1. Are you
Bomb? Bomb?
I will
You already
only
know
say
about
this
that.
once.
Why are you acting like that, Sigma?
The password to disarm
DQZ
DXR.
DXR. DQZ RGJ DXR. I had no idea what he was talking about. What bomb? Was he saying there were bombs too? Have we not seen bombs in this path? If he'd guessed at my future confusion, he showed no sign of it.
That is the last of the information. This message was
I didn't know that we were on a route where we just hadn't discovered any.
However, I have a warning. You
What is
cannot
it?
tell any of your companions what you heard.
Oh, we'll get blowed up.
If you do, you will be penalized immediately.
Well, now you're just making up rules. I don't know why you're adding them so late to the game. It's a little unfair.
We would have much to discuss.
Oh. I'm not looking forward to talking to you. God damn it, you just can't spout all that crap and disappear. I found myself yelling at empty air. It got dark. Pretty dark. Hologram had disappeared? What kind of an idiot does he take me for? Termites? Other dimensions? How could that have anything to do with kidnapping us? Shit. I kicked out at a nearby shelf. 10 minutes.
Remain until Ambidex gain all players.
Please enter your votes.
If no vote.
Uh-huh. Oh crap, I need to get back. Not like there's any point staying here. Spun around and ran out of the room toward the warehouse. Tenmyoji should be back.
Look, Mr.
Took you long enough.
You can't believe what I heard. Literally dies. Where are the others? They went in already? Why didn't you two? Have you been waiting for me?
Grandpa said there was something he had to tell you before we voted, no matter what.
Oh, I hope you'd be done in like a couple minutes.
Nothing that significant. Just wanted to tell you we're going to choose ally this round. That's it.
Oh, you're so cool. You had to tell me that no matter what. Seems kind of pointless. I mean, words are cheap. You can promise whatever you want.
But we've got something to back it up. Just hear me out.
Right? Go ahead.
Quark and I both have 8 VP.
Right?
We're already on the home stretch. So what do we need to get to the magic number? Well, we need you to choose ally.
True.
If you do that, it doesn't really matter to us what.
Oh, can they just leave after this? You'd get to 9, whether you got 2 or 3 points.
That being the case, we don't have any reason to betray.
Yeah, it would be insane to betray me right now.
Ally, we both gain points.
Thank you. How kind. True, but you must have considered that I'll choose betray. That would mean you choose betray too to protect yourselves.
For telling you won't choose betray.
It's incredible. Incredible reasoning. Can I trust you? Alright, tell me one thing. Let's say we do this in both ally. Everybody gets 2 points. That means you and Quark will have enough to leave, which is great for you, but I'll be stuck with a measly 5. How do I know that you aren't going to just open the number 9 door and leave us in the lurch? How?
I will not open the number 9.
Oh, I love you, Tenmyoji. I love you.
We aren't going to abandon everybody else
So we can... Cool.
I wear 2. I promise.
And Quark just kind of follows whatever Tenmyoji's for. So all you've got is a promise, huh?
I keep it. Trust me.
I kind of do just trust you. I don't think you've broken anything yet.
You've got to trust us.
You got the wise old man vibes. There's no reason to distrust you. Alright, fine. I'll trust you.
2 minutes remain.
We're counting on you, Sigma.
You gotta choose.
No
a
problem.
promise.
I am the Sigma. Oh, I'm sorry. With that, they turned and ran into the AB room, second from the right. And then I can go into my own nice isolation chamber and begin to reflect upon what I have learned of termites and humanity and their alien structure and nature. Okay. I guess let's click start. I guess it might just go straight into the clicking of things, so I probably can't save until we're outside of the room. Which will make sense. 1 minute remains. I think I could have saved right there. Well, I can't save now. I'll make the decision and then I'll save and quit. And then you'll have to see Monday what happens. I was about to say next week, and I guess technically it's next week, but it's Monday instead of Friday. Well, I could believe they were telling the truth and still betray them. That would bring my BP to 6. I'd be that much closer to 9, and choosing betray would guarantee that they wouldn't try and escape without the rest of us. Betrayal seemed like the safe bet, but... Please!
You've gotta choose ally.
I think, like, actually trusting some people would be the best way to go. especially if somebody here knows Akane. Tenmyoji I could betray easily enough, but Quark, what the hell was I gonna do? We hate old people. We're big fans of elders abuse, but I think child abuse might be a little too far for me. That's just a bridge that I'm not ready to cross yet. Maybe with enough character development? 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Do we have to go through all of it? Ally? I was kind of spam clicking, so I'm honestly lucky I wasn't hovering that. Ally. Good. Vote has been recorded. Please wait. Round 3 has been completed. Anytime. I love participating in the Ambidex game. You have no idea. Floor, whatever. Do these people get to go to the bathroom? Results from round 3. Okay. Well, you know what? We'll look at it. Just cuz. We'll look at it. Boom, boom, bah. No Alice face. She's dead. Sorry, Alice. Betray. Good choice. Betray an ally. Betray. Why? What the? Oh. I thought it was like a guaranteed thing. They don't need the points. They said it. They said it themselves. Oh.
Points have been
I hate everyone. Everybody's horrible. Why are they all just so bad? Now I'm at 1 point again. How does this keep happening? Hey, what the hell? Why'd you betray me? Why? Fine, why'd you break your promise?
One thing.
That
we wouldn't open the number 9 door even if we got 9 points.
Why would you betray? So you're not going to leave?
Look,
what?
See Clover over there?
Oh, don't tell me. Oh, well, I think we just beat the game again. It's insane. Okay. Nice way to end stream. Seeing an ending of the game. I didn't think that this was how things were going to go at all. Sorry, I was leaning back as well, so I apologize that the sound quality got worse.
That bitch.
Wait.
That's what I'm saying. The words were barely out of her mouth when Tenmyoji and Quark ran past. Did we all just die? Man.
Clover, are you really going to leave?
Well, yeah.
Alice is dead. That's like all she cared about.
I'm going to go call the others so we can capture Zero Senior.
Uh-huh. The others.
Are you and Quark going too?
Yeah.
You should be ashamed, Tenmyoji. No, you're not.
So Sigma, happy? Kept my promise.
Why would you even say that? He's proud of it. He's smirking to himself.
Not me.
Like hell, I'm happy. That's some shady shit, Tenmyoji.
Say so. I have to get out of here, and that's that.
And so does everybody else.
For what he's done. Zero.
You mean you know who's Zero Senior?
He's Junpei for sure. He is just Junpei for sure. He knows who Ace is.
Keeping it a secret now, I suppose. I know exactly who Zero Senior is.
What?
What? Man. I thought we were cool. What's crazy is if I click betray, they're gonna ally. But then Clover gets out by herself.
It will remain open for 9
Oh, I get it. Nonary game.
Let's go. Come on, guys. Time
Okay.
to move.
Right.
Oh, wait. This
Wait.
is for you, Mr. Sigma.
Thank you. Something for my death? I appreciate the gift. I look down to see 2 pieces of folded paper. What is
Here's
this?
the letter. I wrote it in the director's office
Oh.
before the AB game.
At least Quark's
I wanted to
a
tell you
good
what
kid.
kind of guy Grandpa is.
Well, now the action is
So,
spoken for
read it,
themselves.
okay?
I swear he's not that bad. Even if he did like kill you and lie to you just so that you would die and he could get out on his own. But he's really a nice guy at heart. Then he turned and ran toward the door, Tenmyoji and Clover following in his footsteps. I was so surprised by the letter that I didn't even try to stop them before I could think of anything to say.
Goodbye.
Oh man. Goodbye. Is this like other than whenever Fi was about to leave. This is like the first time that we've actually seen the door open and close completely. Brand new development. That's why we had to come all the way back.
Door has closed. This ends the nonary.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for your participation.
We're dead.
As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door.
Oh, I guess we can just live here for the rest of time?
Is not possible.
Do we not just get insta-killed? Oh, well, I guess that's nice at least. We can all hang out and stuff. Maybe it's worse this way, though. We kind of just have to live in a warehouse for the rest of time.
Shit, they're gone.
And worst of all, I'm living with Dio.
All we do now is hope they bring help
This is
back.
going to be one dysfunctional family.
Indeed.
I agree.
We can read the thing. Looked down at Quark's letter and slowly unfolded it. His handwriting was still slightly uneven, but he'd filled both pages with writing. I began to read. It was a really stormy day when he found me. He said the rain was coming down so hard it almost hurt, but somehow he managed to hear a baby crying. I guess I must have been crying pretty loud. He took me home and did his best to raise me, but he'd never been married or had a kid before, so I think it was really hard for him. He couldn't figure out how to mix the formula, so he was always carrying the directions around with him. Also, I guess I was a pretty picky eater, so if he didn't get the water-to formula ratio just right, I wouldn't eat it. Guess I was kind of a pain, huh? But he didn't give up, and now here I am. When he found me, I was really, really small, and he was worried that I might not make it. That's why he named me Quark. A quark is a really, really small thing, and I was really, really small too. Grandpa didn't need to worry though, because it turned out that I was pretty tough. When I was 1, he forgot I was sleeping in the bed of his truck and drove off. I rolled out and went off the back, but didn't even get scratched. I started walking when I was 2, and then he wasn't looking. I fell down the stairs. I didn't get hurt then either. When I was 3, I got really sick. I had a super high fever for a week, but eventually I got better. I guess you could say I'm pretty lucky. Anyway, I didn't really have any more accidents after that, and I was a pretty healthy kid. By the time I was 6, I'd started helping Grandpa out with his work. His job was to gather junk from abandoned buildings. Then he'd fix it up or pull out the useful parts and sell them. There were plenty of abandoned buildings, but finding good stuff in them was hard. He is totally from the future. Like, after the world has been destroyed, he's gotta be. You had to know which parts were useful, or you could end up wasting a bunch of time. Every time I'd find something, he'd explain to me what it was, how it was supposed to work, how to fix it, all sorts of things. Usually, though, I just wanted to finish up work so I could go to the theater. The theater came to our town once a week in a wagon. Okay, yeah. There it is. Tenmyoji is Junpei from the future. They show old news or movies. I went every single week, but Grandpa only went once in a while, and he'd only go weeks when they showed movies. Showed movies? They'd show news or... Okay, yeah, only when in movies. I didn't know that I'd been adopted until I was 7. One of the other kids on my block told me. I guess after Grandpa found me, he looked all over town to try and find somebody who'd take me. Kid from my block actually had a mom, and he'd asked her if she would take me too. I gotta admit, I was pretty shocked when I heard that. There weren't a lot of kids with parents around, so hearing that someone lives with his actual mom was pretty impressive. I was also kind of surprised that Grandpa had tried to get someone else to take me. Did that mean he didn't want me? Kid who told me about Grandpa was trying to get rid of me was a real jerk. He was totally spoiled, and he bragged to everybody about how he had a mom. He liked to come up to me while I was working and say stuff like, "Must be hard not having a mom." Must be hard. It never bothered me before, but after I found out that Grandpa had adopted me, I started to think that maybe he didn't really want me. If I could work on my own, then he could get rid of me. I was scared to know the truth, so I never asked him. Then one day he took me to a bar in our neighborhood during the day, of course. Welcome, Holland. You might be alive, but Sigma might certainly not be. He went there sometimes to drink scotch, but I'd never gone before. When we got in, he just walked up to the counter with that grumpy look he has, and I thought, oh no, he's gonna make me work here, but I was wrong. I saw him pass something to the bartender, and then he picked me up and set me down on a stool next to the counter. The stool was pretty high, especially for a 7-year-old kid, and my legs just dangled off of it. It seemed really, really high to me, and I was pretty nervous. Eventually, the bartender came back over with a glass of scotch and another big glass full of something else. As I looked closer, I realized the second glass was full of some sort of brown liquid with a scoop of ice cream in it. A root beer float! That's sweet. Took me a minute to realize what it was, a root beer float. I'd never seen one before. I was so surprised. Root beer was even more expensive than the nicest alcohol in the bar. To me and the other kids, it seemed more like an urban legend than a real drink. But there it was, right in front of me. I stared at the float. I still wasn't sure it was real at that point. Then turned to look at Grandpa. He looked back at me. I didn't know what to do, so I turned to the bartender. He'd already turned around and moved off, though, so I figured he must have put the glass in front of me on purpose. Still didn't seem like it could be real, and I was just staring at it when Grandpa told me to hurry up and drink it before the ice cream melted. His gruff voice sounded like an angel's. Is this really mine? He nodded. Words can't describe how awesome it was. I'd never tasted anything like root beer before. The creamy sweetness of the ice cream made my entire head feel light. I felt like the luckiest boy in the world. That's not an exaggeration, I really thought that. The root beer float was delicious, but what made me even happier was Grandpa. When I looked over at him, he was smiling. I know that's gotta be hard for you to imagine, but he really was. Right then I didn't care whether he'd just found me and adopted me or not. He'd bought me a root beer float. That made me way luckier than some kid who had a mother, but never tasted root beer. Might have to be a VOD watcher today. This part sounds big. It was kind of huge, like kind of very huge. I would recommend the VOD for sure. It's actually a pretty touching part. Of course, after we left the bar, he was the first kid I bragged to. So Grandpa and I were doing pretty good. Until the fight. I was in a super bad mood that day. I'd torn one of my shoes that morning and some old drunk guy had yelled at me. All the junk I found was totally useless. The day almost over, I was fed up, so I just grabbed some random trash and took it back to the house. When I showed what I found to Grandpa, he frowned. He started going through each thing I'd brought back, explaining why they were all useless. I got really mad and just yelled, I don't care. Then he got mad and I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I was pretty upset, and I started thinking that maybe Grandpa had only adopted me so he could raise me to work and make money for him. After a while, I went and hid in an abandoned building. By then, I'd started to calm down and think that maybe I should go back and apologize. It had started raining pretty hard, though, so I decided I should wait for it to stop. But that was just an excuse. The truth was that I was nervous. Part of me knew I'd done something wrong, but I didn't want to admit it. The rain didn't stop. So I just sat there, staring out at the gloomy gray sky. I imagined Grandpa coming to get me. It kept raining all night, and he never showed up. I gave up waiting and decided it was time to go home. I was about halfway there when I heard somebody groaning. At first I thought I should just ignore it and not get involved, but I went over anyway, and it was Grandpa. He was totally soaked, and I could tell right away he'd been there for a really long time. I yelled and he opened his eyes a little bit. He smiled weakly and said he was glad I was safe. He'd spent all night out in the rain looking for me. I felt awful. Grandpa had been out in the rain, looking for me so long that he'd collapsed. I was horrible. He'd heard me crying in the rain, but I hadn't heard him. As I ran to get the doctor, I promised whatever God might be listening that if they would only save Grandpa, I'd never ask for another root beer float ever again. He got a real bad fever, and his temperature wouldn't go down for days. The doctor said that if it kept up, he'd die. If he died, then I'd be all alone. There wouldn't be anybody left to care about me. The thought of that happening terrified me. Fortunately, I must have passed some of my luck on to Grandpa, because a week later, his fever finally broke. I was glad he wasn't going to die, but I was also a little scared. What if he had decided he didn't want a stupid kid like me around anymore? My plan was to apologize as soon as he woke up, but when the moment came, my brain just stopped. Grandpa started to talk and it took me a minute to realize he was apologizing. I didn't know what to think. He explained that he was an old man, and that meant he was probably going to die sooner rather than later. He was strict with me because he wanted to make sure I'd be able to make it on my own after he was gone. But maybe he'd been a little too strict. All of the things I'd worried about had been stupid and selfish. Grandpa cared about me a whole lot. He'd been worried when I ran off, and he'd gone out into the rain to look for me. I tried to apologize, but when I opened my mouth, I just started crying. I don't think I've cried that much since I was a baby. But he just smiled and patted my head. I asked him if he'd ever regretted adopting me. His eyes got all wide and he said, "Of course not, sorry for the voice crack." He told me that he was looking for a really important lady, and because of that, he'd had to give up on pretty much everything else in his life. But when he took me in and started raising me, he felt like he'd gotten some of what he lost back. That was when I decided I'd stay with him forever. Even if he said I couldn't. Oh, that was the final sentence. Change that to even if he said I couldn't. Instead of having like the upper inflection, that was with a lower inflection, I promise. Oh, this is like a credits moment, huh? I assume. We're about to see some words coming up from down below. Any second now. Just you wait. We're about to see it. Beat drop. Yep. Okay. Cast. Phi. There's no way to skip it. Oh, no. Look. I don't need to see it right now. I'm good. There's still more game. I haven't seen the ending of the game. Come on. Either way, I guess we just talk until this is over, seeing as how there's no way to skip it. That's an actual ending. We've seen an actual ending. I guess that's a Quark Tenmyoji focused ending, obviously. Tenmyoji, I'm almost certain, is probably Junpei from the future after the world's collapse. I don't know how, but apparently Akane might be like the key to stopping everything. Maybe Phi's related to Akane in some way. I don't know. Because Phi seems to have special abilities. Akane had special abilities. That would be like the biggest link. And then Quark is just some kid. I guess he wasn't even like tested on. He was hiding in lockers and stuff because they were like examining buildings and stuff. No clue where you are on the flowchart now. Let's say that if you watch the VOD, you'll see that I did some stuff, and then a lot of pathways became green, and I just clicked on one. The one where Alice had died, and not Junpei, Sigma was protruding his finger to accuse somebody. And that just continued on until we got to the very end here, which I did not expect. I expected that would be an end right there as soon as we had to continue without Alice. But Alice dying is just part of that ending. And then Clover, Junpei, or not Junpei, Quark, and Tenmyoji leaving. I don't know how. I don't know where Akane ends up going. Maybe Tenmyoji is like hopping timelines and stuff to try to find Akane. I figured that she was just kind of gonna be a part of everything after the events of 999, but it does not seem that's the case. Definitely go back, probably tomorrow or something. Yeah, I would recommend it. It's a crazy one. It was actually insane. Okay, there we are. Credits were short. It's crazy. Tenmyoji end. That was the Tenmyoji end. After he betrayed me. I mean, I guess I can't blame him. Maybe we get saved, maybe we don't. We'll go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe everybody has their own individual ending. This is where we are. Looks like it's extended. We've got a Tenmyoji ending, and we still have paths to be discovered. One of these is, I think we'll start from here next stream. Not enough viral medication. I think this will be probably an eventful ending, since we'll be able to get people like their medicine. Either way, that's all I have. It today went on a lot longer than I expected. I was like, oh, I'll just do one more puzzle. Oh, I'll just do the AB game. Oh, I'll just read a little bit more. And then all of a sudden I beat the game. Because Tenmyoji betrayed me, and I did not expect that to be the case. There'll be a lot to talk about, but we might just save some of that, and I'll probably talk to whoever wants to talk about it off stream as well. Thank you for watching. I will be back on Sunday with a one-off game. I might make it my Sid Meier's Civilization 5 stream, which will probably begin in the afternoon, and then I will simply stream until I beat that game. We'll have to see, though. It's either going to be this weekend, or if I don't feel like it this weekend, it'll be 2 weeks from now. Most likely. I just really want to do a really long stream just to see how it goes. And that seems like a fun, just kind of surprise thing. And then Monday, Virtue's Last Reward. Remember? Virtue's Last Reward. From then on, after today, Virtue's Last Reward will no longer be a Friday stream. Maybe whenever I get closer to the end, I might add it as an extra day. That will yet to be seen. Wednesday, we will most likely be beating Signalis. And then Friday this week will be a one-off game. 12-hour Mahjong stream, Praise. Maybe if people tuned in for 12 hours of Mahjong, I would consider it, but I don't think I could sit in silence just being like, in here I'm going to discard the 8 Mon. I believe if we discard the 8 Mon, I can get a 4-5-6 Payco with my Mons. I don't know how well that would go. Either way, let me read names. This was a touching part. I'm not gonna lie to you. I get hit. I was talking before about how I'm manipulated, how I'm basically manipulated pretty easily. I'm influenced very easily. The language at the end of this game here, at the end of the ending, lots of death and stuff, very touching. It got to me a little bit. I was about to start tearing up, and I think that that's probably where the voice crack was going. So I was sitting here actively having to fight it. I was like, hold in the tears, hold in the tears. You're not going to cry on stream. It'd be embarrassing. You're not ready for that yet. But we did not, thankfully. I'm still completely keeping it together and holding myself intact. Let me go ahead, read names, thank the chatters. Thank you, Cyan. Thank you, Elodie. Thank you, Jury. Thank you, Koi. And thank you, Holland. And I believe that that is everybody. I don't think I missed anybody. Thank you, anybody else who ended up flowing through as well and watching for any amount of time. I appreciate that as well. I will be back on Sunday. I can't believe it's Friday. For something. I'm not decided yet. I might start a little earlier on Monday since it's Memorial's Day. I'm not decided yet. We'll have to see. Either way, thank you for watching. I'll see you all on Sunday. And goodbye.